Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Do we live?
Do we live?
It looks like we live.
Alright.
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes, we do.
don't worry, YouTube channel. I didn't forget I was a moderator for this channel. I'm gonna help you out a little bit here.
Hey, YouTube ads, go away.
Hey, hello, YouTube ads. Advertise you yourself leaving this room. Yeah,
Two
got 'em.
of them? This is not what I wanted for Christmas.
Worst Christmas gift ever. I want to return this gift.
Yeah, I want to return these ads.
Hello, Worlds Collide.
Hello.
And Blue wants out, because of course she does.
It's funny.
Every time we have a conversation.
Yeah, it's funny. Blue wants out, but Cece wants here.
Talk.
Hello. Hello, Cece. Oh my god, you're alive? Am I not?
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, Jordan's like, oh my god, you're alive. Am I not?
Am I not? Huh. So Realm Wars out here said, "Catch these hands."
Yes, I did. I looked.
Oh, we didn't record it, but basically, we were doing terror battles with Jen, Brian, and myself, and
TP was there too.
yeah, TB was there too. And basically, he used an Iron Hands with Belly Drum and one-shotted basically every encounter. Yeah, Jen was the cleric. I was doing something, and TP provided additional chip damage.
Yes. Andrew Schaefer, hello. By the way, everyone say hi to the kitty.
Hi, CC. Can we get a hi, CC in the chat?
Yeah, she sits on lap. Hello, girl. Hello. So, how are you? I'm doing good.
Hoy, closed caption. No, I know what you meant. I just saw an opportunity.
It's like, you hear that, CC? You're nothing more than a subtitle.
That's not true.
Yeah.
Currently sitting here feeling my decks. Oh, Jen! That reminds me. I still need to give you that Volcarona. Hang on, let's get Sonic Frontiers out of there.
Hi, CC, you spoiled princess.
You're a spoiled princess.
Yeah, me and Jordan were playing Frontiers yesterday, where I S-ranked every cyberspace level.
Including 1, 2.
Yeah.
Oh, right, Jen, since you're also here, I wanted to bring this up to you as well. There's Monster Hunter skins in this game. And also, you get to do a little mini game, where you find Big. Yeah, you, like, roast meat on a spit.
Yep.
So if that doesn't get you to get the game, I don't know what will. You should get it regardless, though, because Sonic Frontiers is fantastic.
You want to play a Sonic and Wrathful Cyber? There you go.
Yeah, it's free, too, so, no reason to wait.
Yeah, all the DLC for Frontiers is free.
Yeah, it is. Including a certain set of shoes that you can get when you subscribe to their newsletter. Which I did, and they look amazing. Once I get my schedule back together, because yeah, my work schedule does not serve me well with streaming at all, so I might consider a schedule change soon. Um, and once that goes into effect, I'll see if I can stream a lot more often than I have been lately. Sonic Frontiers is definitely on the itinerary, but there's also a lot of games I need to finish still, like Dust and A Link to the Past. Metroid Prime is like on a huge hiatus. Okay, Jen. I'm gonna go online and I will set up a link. No. I'll set up a union room that you can join.
Well, if you're just doing trades, you don't need to set up a union room.
Oh, never mind. Okay, yeah, I'll just I'll make you a thing then.
Also, thank you, Dan Alec. So, anyway, to get things started, so I'm going to be working on a piece that I made some time ago, mainly because the prospect of open world environments have kind of gotten me in the mood to make some more elaborate environmental pieces, and honestly, I feel like this one came out so well that I kind of need to give it the color job.
Right. Jen would like to be added to the call, is that alright?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sure. I will put her in now.
Yeah.
Ba 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 ba.
Blah, 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 blah. See, what you looking at? Are you looking at the camera?
See?
You look at, yeah, she's looking at the camera.
Aw.
She's like, what is that? Why are you glowing?
Okay, Jen. I set up the I set up the link code.
Okay, so that's now we're probably not gonna finish this whole piece by the end of the stream because I mean, fucking hell, look at it.
Yeah. But
Right.
again, I can't stress this enough. Your backgrounds are amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I sound a little weird. I've been fighting something.
Yeah.
Oh.
How you feeling? Oh wait. Oh, Jen. I didn't give you the Volcarona yet.
I just
That was
literally
me.
just logged on.
Alright, so with that, I'm going to turn on the music.
All right.
We're gonna get right to work.
What the heck? Who the hell is Rachel?
Not,
That's not Jen.
yeah, not Jen.
Wait a minute.
What?
Did they take our trade code?
They probably did.
Fine. Okay, hang on. Let me change this one.
Here, let me put in one that I always
No, hang on.
use.
Hang on, I got it.
But
By all means, if you're not up to talk, don't force yourself, Jen.
I know.
Okay, maybe if we change a single digit. Let's try again.
yes, Cece is a very cute hair baby.
Hairy baby, hairy baby.
But yeah,
Alright.
I also figured while I am working on this, if people had questions in regards to things like The Rise of Spear, either from what exactly I'm making now or just in general, I wouldn't mind talking about it. Just as a way just to say, you know, hey, I'm still doing this thing.
Alright, here you go, and I believe you can... Oh, Smogius, thank you. But yeah, I believe you can still nickname traded Pokemon in this game, right?
I believe
but-
so.
Yeah, but you can only do it once.
That's
Alright,
dumb.
well, you're only gonna name this Pokemon once, so don't worry about that. here's your Volcarona back.
And I think they have to
Yay.
already not be nicknamed.
Huh?
Yeah, and I think they already have to not be nicknamed.
Yeah, I didn't name this Volcarona.
Alright, so I can name it Callie, female.
Yeah, it's the same Volcarona, we just, cut it in different balls. I put mine in a nest ball, hopefully that's okay.
I can work with it.
It's contrasting enough.
But mine work better in a luxury ball.
Yeah.
You'll get another chance.
Did you want this Miss Magia's back, by the way, or
Nah,
is that a yes or no?
no.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, again, Jen, don't force yourself to talk if, you're not up to it.
That's okay. By the way, you said you were looking for a collection, right?
Yeah, the pre-evolution of, Clawitzer.
I got one.
I've got an Indeedee for you.
Yay.
Indeed. I know, I'm doing a perfect job of being a moderator right now, not paying attention to the stream. I'm sorry.
I mean, chat's kind of quiet right now. Because I think we only have we have 3 people watching, and I think one of them's in the call with us.
Yeah. As soon as we're done trading, Jen, save your game.
I turned back on autosave, so I'm good.
Okay, good.
Well, I think with trading, I think it saves anyway.
Yeah.
But just to make sure.
Yes, just to be safe.
I think that's all of it.
Yeah, there was... Yeah.
Boy, look at this massacre I'm about to have on these Chansey.
Also, chat, if you could please give a get well soon to Kira here, that would be very sweet.
Yeah.
Yay.
And what do you use for your art? I use Iblis Paint X on my phone, but I heard you can get it on PC too. I use Paint Tool SAI.
I'm still using Clip Studio.
Yeah, I was having plans of going to Clip Studio, but then they decided to sell out.
We don't know how much the subscription service is gonna cost, but again, they did stress that, hey, you can still use the free version, and that's, free and unchanging no matter what. It's just, when you apply for the second, 2.0 update and above, that's when they'll charge you. Who knows, maybe the cost will be like, I don't know, $5 a month or something. But even so, there's open source. There's several open source art programs out there that you can still use that are just as good, if not better, than Clip Studio, including Kvita, which I still haven't gotten the hang of yet. I've only touched it the once. Like, I did a doodle of Alex, and I didn't like it, and then dropped it. There is that work table that Dana shared with us sometime that we can install, so it functions like Photoshop.
Yeah. Also, hi, Crystal Star Girls.
Hey, Crystal! My fever's going down and I just passed the fall semester. Awesome!
Hey.
Wait, did you pass on your sickness to Jen?
Well, no, we know where Jen got it from.
Yeah, but... yeah. Yeah, but yeah, that's a sentence.
Yeah.
Also, chat, CC is still here.
Okay. time to put down this garbage game and get back to the stream. Yeah, like, I don't hate Scarlet and Violet, but it needed more time in the oven. Hands down. I will say the collection of Pokemon that you can get in this game are probably my favorites in a long time. I love every single Pokemon in this game. Even the technically sucky ones, like Spidops and all that, but, besides, why did I do that to Jen? I don't know, why would you?
I'm just trying to hope that I feel better before Dion's one shot.
Which, I still don't know what to expect. Knowing him, he'll do an amazing job, but, for me, I still think I'm gonna be the dumbest player in it. Because, the theme of the one-shot is that it's essentially a game show, and you answer trivia questions, but, the rules he laid out specifically means that, oh, I've been, talking about this here and there in the chat, and it's like, dude, I love you, but, there's no way I'm gonna remember all this. I'm gonna fail by proxy.
Oh yeah, fun fact, this track you're hearing, the theme to Starfire Islands, yeah, this is the song I had playing non-stop while working on this initially.
So, yeah, just like old times, I guess?
Yeah.
Which aren't even that old.
It's like Iraqi listening to Roundabout.
Or me listening to Unleash the Archers. And I still do that. Because that band is incredible. You should support them.
Yeah. So, initially, the idea around this spawned from a side story that I was thinking of with The Rise to Superior, where I wanted to basically take a bit of a tackle at the grimdark genre. Where, so for those of you wondering, so there is a difference between something like dark fantasy and grimdark.
Thank you.
Primarily, the main difference between them is, well, the most basic one is that one has heroes, the other doesn't. That is the basic difference between grimdark and dark fantasy.
Yeah, like, even The Witcher has a hero in it, but he doesn't call himself a hero. Geralt. Yeah, he, goes by a gruff and grim persona, but, he's a genuinely good person, very noble, and, depending on the writer, he goes out of his way to help people. So, Geralt is a full-on hero, not whatever grim dark stories use.
Yeah, because the typical aspect of something like dark fantasy is that their usual theme is that, you know, despite how shitty the world can be, if you still fight for a better future, you can eventually obtain it. Like, it gives you,
yeah.
Like, the idea is, you know, is to inspire hope into people who don't have it anymore. Whereas dark fantasy its idea is a, you know, the world sucks, people suck, suck.
Don't you mean grimdark?
Yeah, grimdark is like, yeah,
Yeah.
The world sucks, you suck, everyone sucks. Deal with
Suck
it.
an egg, you suck.
Mood.
And
Yeah, like,
yeah, and like, I get somewhat of the appeal to it, but I'm kind of on the same boat with overly sarcastic reductions where I kind of agree I'm not too keen on those themes.
yeah, I know it would piss me off, if I was an avid reader of it, but I'm not, so yay.
Yeah.
But yeah, Red said it perfectly. Because towards the end of the video, she goes on to say, I don't remember the exact wording, but she was saying how Grimdark Stories were essentially advertising, oh, you're just a little baby if you dare to ever hope again. And she's like, you know what? Fine, let me hope.
Yeah, but so you're probably wondering, okay, so where does Kamiko fitting into the grimdark genre fit in? And see, that's the thing. He technically doesn't. Because
No.
Kamiko certainly is a hero of the story, which was basically my approach to where I was coming from with this side story, where I believe, what if there was a grimdark story where we suddenly drop a hero into it to no longer make it grimdark?
Yeah, which you're essentially doing a super big subversion of the genre, which I applaud you for, because, yeah, from what we talked about of the grimdark genre, I don't like it.
Yeah.
So I'm glad you're using this chance to subvert it.
Yeah. I also wanted to make the story as an excuse to show that eventually I'm going to have Kamiko be powerful enough to take on Lovecraftian hordes.
Because you can't do that already?
Well, I mean, at the beginning of the story, no.
Yeah, I still don't know the nitty-gritties of your story yet, so I don't know what Kamiko's starting power level is.
Okay, well, I can at least talk about, like, the starting levels, because I don't want to go too much into it, because, you know, I don't want to give too much away. But, the basic start out with Kamiko is that his whole thing is that he can utilize abilities from, which is, he can utilize elemental abilities from dragons.
Yeah.
And he can utilize 8 of them. He has fire, ice, electricity, earth, light, dark, water, and wind. That's it. That's his start. That's his starting roster.
All right.
And the way that he can utilize those abilities are I guess you could say are similarly to how Avatar utilizes some of these abilities, only it's not just simply related to like allegories to fighting styles. Because when you think about the bending techniques in Avatar, there is a reason why each of the elements fit with that corresponding fighting style.
Yeah.
Yeah, like airbending. Airbending is all about free movement. So because of that, Aang's movements whenever he uses airbending are very free flowing.
Right, and firebenders inhale a lot to get a lot more power out of their strikes.
Yeah, and their strikes are aggressive to match the power of fire. Then you have earthbending, which is earthbending is a bit more of a defensive stance. Like, it's more so about like securing your stance, very much like how, you know, the earth secures its placement.
Yeah, it's solid.
Yes, like you have like a very strong solid stance. And then you have water, which is a bit more flowing. Whenever you see Katara using waterbending, you see that her body flows like water.
Yeah, and funny enough, it's based off of Tai Chi.
Yeah. The Rise of Superior doesn't necessarily follow that, but more so on the lines of, if it feels like Kamiko could do something with this ability, he'll do it. Like, something that I made recently was Kamiko fighting like a giant golem where he's just rocketing all over the place by conjuring flames into his hand that eventually combust into an explosion. He can do that. Rocket himself around the place. The other thing is is that if he wants to, he can also use fire to fly by basically having fire magic like leave his feet here, sort of like a thruster.
Mm-hmm.
So that's also another thing he can do. Honestly, I feel like the best way to really describe how Kamiko fights is that he's very mobile.
Okay.
Like he's a character that you don't really catch standing in one place too long. He is all about like utilizing his movement, and a lot of that is reflected in the armor that he wears. Because it's actually because just to remind you guys, Jordan is the one who helped me with designing his armor.
Yeah. Thanks for still using it after all these years.
Yeah, because the thing when you typically think about most armor is that, obviously it's supposed to protect you, but it's also why you don't see like your typical knight figures like doing like all these backflips, somersaults, back bends.
Because the armor doesn't allow for that kind of movement.
Yeah, whereas Kamiko's does, because it's segmented in places where he still has that bit of freedom with his movement. With the only thing the armor really protecting are more vital spots that Kamiko wouldn't want to get hit.
Yeah, like for example, his heart.
Yeah, his heart, his tums.
His femur.
Yep. Yeah, so it's like he still has that protection, but he also still has that movement.
Yeah. So with that in mind, his methodology for fighting bigger enemies is that since he's smaller, he's got to be quicker.
Yes.
And usually, for the things that you've drawn, he typically goes after bigger guys.
Yeah. Well, man, I also like to just do that for I also like to do that just for like really showcasing the kind of ability, the kind of things that Kamiko can do with those abilities. On top of that,
Yeah.
it's also nice spectacle. It's a nice spectacle.
Spectacle, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Whereas, this is where our characters differentiate because my characters, well, Alex, let's use her as an example. She's very much grounded in reality. But I think the spectacle would come from her sheer technique when, fighting, monsters or bandits or what have you. Because, she's trained, all her life for monster slaying since she was 6. So, where her fighting style comes in is to show off her technique and training. So you would use typically she would use either her swords or her crossbow, but occasionally she'll throw magic into it or even potions that give her temporary buffs or slight transformations. So like with the haze potion, she can go a little faster, and she also embodies the wind, so things like that. Even then, they all have their limits, and it's up to her to think creatively and defeat her opponents that way. So she can't do half the shit Kamiko can.
Yeah. And actually the funny thing too, Jordan, is that the other thing too about Kamiko is that you want to know where he actually ends up learning most of his techniques in battle.
Yeah.
He learns it from Twilight.
From a human, yeah.
Yeah,
Twilight is a pure badass normal, right?
Yeah, like no powers.
Yeah.
And honestly, I do really like that, I do kind of like the idea that, Kamiko here, destined to be like this super, like, powerful being, but, his beginnings, where, like, he starts to bloom, it all comes from just a regular person.
So, man, Brian, the Superman and Batman examples with our characters is super strong. Because remember who Clark's parents were?
They were regular people.
Yeah, Martha and I'm forgetting his dad's name. I'm sorry. Yeah, his the Kents. They taught him what it means to be a human, and that's where he got his humanity from. Yeah, he has all these amazing powers, but he's consistently holding himself back because he doesn't want people to die. Something tells me Kimiko embodies that rather similarly, which isn't a bad thing because comparisons can be good sometimes.
Yeah. Well, I also
Jonathan Kent, thank you so much.
Yeah. I have thought about lately. Also, hi, Mr. Maniac.
Welcome to the stream, friend.
Young Midoriya, you must crank 90s and save your classmates. Grab that legendary assault rifle and go even further beyond. Ah, yes. The Fortnite arc.
Ugh.
But, I have had time to think about the kind of themes and directions I've really wanted to take characters like Kimiko, and I will say it is a little bit of Journey to the West that had me thinking a little bit about, like, not more so about what some of these characters stand for, like what is their allegory. And for Kimiko, I took a little bit of time, and for me, I felt like the kind of Kimiko's allegory is the human will to just never give up.
I see that wholeheartedly.
Yeah, like not even just that, but also just an allegory for the allegory for the human's will to just endure suffering. Because Kimiko certainly don't go through some happy times in his story, that's for sure. But where a lesser person would consider wanting to give to just, see no more hope in anything, Kimiko still strives for it.
That's sort of what I'm going for with Alex as well. So hey, another parallel. This crossover is going to be amazing once we finally get to writing it. But yeah, Alex, by nature of being a human, does embody that same spirit of never giving up, despite, everything going against you. It's just, she goes about it in a different way, and also, she's got 10 years on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's 28 years old at the start of the story.
Yeah, Kimiko's 18.
Yes, yeah, so, Alex is near her 30s.
And you know what? I make them 18 because it's like, well, if anyone's gonna draw porn of them, at least make them legal.
Yeah. So, you also shouldn't make porn of minors at all. 18 and up or not at all.
I think Cece just fell asleep on my lap.
Did you fall asleep on my lap, Cece?
Little Cece.
He's curled up a little ball here.
But yeah, most of my characters are adults, so I don't have to worry about that too much. I only have very few minors in my story.
Yeah.
And considering how I'm going about writing Phantom of the Forest, Dora is starting off 16. She'll grow into a young adult as the story goes on. So like there's several time skips going on. One of which will have her be old enough by the time she meets Riona.
Yep.
That part of the story will happen.
But
it's like
another aspect about Kimiko as well, and this is something I believe I brought up during the lore stream, was that Kimiko also has a rather interesting ability to him because he is a superior. Now, this was something I was mulling over a little bit because I had a different plan in mind on basically how to explain this aspect of Kimiko, because one thing that I also really wanted out of this character was that I basically wanted a character that was essentially like a Duracell battery. Like, he just never got tired.
Just keeps going on and on and on.
Yeah, but the original plan that I had in mind was that Kamiko was actually just a reanimated body by a spirit another spirit that took residence in his body. But after some time, I ended up scrapping that idea because I felt like things ended up getting a bit too overcomplicated when thinking about what I was going to do for the second arc of the series.
Yes, exactly. If things end up getting too complicated, drop it.
Yeah. Well, more so complicated with who the character was that was taking him over. So it ended up leading to some inconsistencies. I thought, okay, you know what? I think I'm just going to try to change this to something else. And so this is where the My Hero Academia inspirations comes in, where Kamiko essentially has a quirk, you could kind of call it, or as I am calling them in the series, they're known as superior traits. And Kamiko, I decided to give the ability Breathless, where Boy does not require oxygen to live.
So does that mean he can fight underwater perpetually?
Yes.
Holy shit.
He can also breathe in space.
Of course he can.
He is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, well, at least you have an explanation. Sonic just breathes in space because Sonic breathes in space.
But this also does because I also just find the idea also really cool too, giving him this kind of ability where eventually he will get the idea to just willingly sacrifice sacrifice his body to protect people. Yeah, because it's there's a couple of ideas that I also had with that, where it's that was the one idea that I had. Because I also wanted Kamiko to just embody the idea that regardless, how bad things get for people, he will not allow someone to suffer as badly as he has. And so, he'll take on whatever pain was coming to them and keep fighting on. This is a
mile effect.
Yeah, this is a guy who will literally stand in front of a gun and take a bullet from you and then punch the guy who shot the gun.
Sounds right.
Yeah, and the other bit too is that I also had plans of a moment where Kamiko is grasped by somebody, and in order to try to still get his big hit in, he will actually break his own arm just to contort himself enough to punch the dude who grabbed him. Dion has a good point. Characters who have no fear of taking a hit in order to hit harder are fucking badass.
That is definitely true. Because Batman does that several times, depending on the writer.
And I know Guts has done it a number of times. It's I take a hit so I can hit you harder.
Yeah. Alex at some point will definitely do that.
Yeah. In fact, that's actually a lesson that Amara actually instills on Kamiko. Sometimes you don't need an elaborate strategy to get around to somebody's defenses. Sometimes, if you gotta take a hit him back harder.
Yeah. Also, you're missing a line around his left thigh area. It's in between the fingers.
Yes I am. Thank you for pointing that out.
Fellow artists.
Yeah, look at this boy. Oh yeah, it's all coming together.
Yzma! No.
How did we get here? Well, you got me. By all intents and purposes, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh well, back to business. So, it's been a hot second since I chatted with you guys, and a lot of stuff has happened to me as of late. So, how are you guys holding up? I finally got that job at Kroger. I am thinking of changing my schedule so I can actually stream again, as I talked about earlier. But it's paying me well. And yes, Jen is sick. Sorry that you're sick, buddy.
Yeah.
Hope you get well soon.
I have a cat. She's on my lap.
And he's also working on this, which is how we're able to talk in the first place.
Yeah, I think it's like, man, I wonder if Realm's gonna do anything for Christmas. This doesn't look Christmas.
It's like, that's not a Christmas.
You know what? My presence is your Christmas gift.
You know what? The real Christmas gift here is Kamiko's indomitable will to do the right thing for humanity, even at the cost of himself.
Yep.
That's the real gift.
Yeah, because something that I will also say, this isn't going into like some of the things I'm gonna give Kamiko later on, but it's like a mentality that Kamiko kind of adopts a bit later, where he realizes he has so much power. He's like he has so much power, like he's so strong, but if he feels like because he has this kind of ability, there are other people and maybe even other worlds out there facing things that they have no chance of overcoming, and if he just stands there not using his power to protect them, he feels like he's basically abandoning those kind of people.
No, Jen, don't shoot yourself, because that's literally what Kamiko, that's literally what his future is. In fact, the whole of Rise of Superior involves a lot of world hopping, doesn't it?
Yes, so yeah, you can actually get away with calling Kamiko a planeswalker.
No, that's because that's literally what he is.
Yeah, that's literally what he is, he's a planeswalker.
Yeah, so, take that gun, I crushed the gun in my hands. Crystal, I know I told you this, Maniac, but I got the Portal Collection for the Switch and the remake of Medieval for my PS5. Awesome. I guess the bullet point stuff on my end. I've gotten carriers and anchors in my mouth. I got my wisdom teeth pulled. I lost my job, but I'm really fine. I'm kind of happy about that. My dog had a... I guess you're typing the rest. But yeah, again, it's great to see you guys again. Again, I've just been super busy with Kroger. My dog had to litter puppies, especially 11. Specifically 11, holy shit. And recently I discovered I have an altar. Oh, an altar? You mean like, Have you been diagnosed with, DID? Is that what you mean?
What is this, Sissy? What you hear? What you hear, girl?
Door squeak.
It probably was just a door squeak. You know what? I think I might do color line art for this.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
But,
How's your dog feeling after giving birth to the puppies? Yeah, that's what I want to know, Mr. Maniac.
And did Cruella de Vil come?
And did you suplex her?
Because you're allowed to do that.
Yeah, you're allowed to suplex Cruella de Vil. I would. Bitch wanted to skin literal baby dogs.
Like, you don't get more cartoonishly evil than that.
Yeah, it's like, the fuck is wrong with you? I haven't been diagnosed by some official doctor or anything, but from what I've been told from close friends, yeah, I seem to have DID. Also my dog is doing well. Funny, she's chilling with me right now. Huh. Well, okay, yeah, as soon as you, get the chance, or the ability to, definitely see if you have that condition. Like, okay, are there gaps in your life that you like there's a blip in your consciousness, like you it's like you go to sleep 1 minute and then you wake up in another minute and then suddenly someone tells you that you did this thing while you weren't even aware of it, something like that.
And for those of you wondering, yes, Kamiko absolutely could elbow shank a guy. In fact, that's what those are there for.
Spikes. Fashionable and practical.
Hold up, I missed some spots to color blue. No, wrong layer.
Insert wrong layer meme here.
I love that meme so much.
Not that I recall. Maybe I'm just special, but anytime we seem to switch, I'm just chilling in the back, getting to see the stuff that they do. Oh yeah, that's right. I think that is a facet to that. I'm looking at my video game anniversary, and we have 2 left this year. What's that? We have 1 extra. The release of Mighty Switch Force, which is today. Oh. I never played that game.
Is that another
I only know Way Forward made it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that another Way Forward game?
Yeah, I know Way Forward made it, and the protagonist of that game, she seems cool.
By the way, for those of you interested, yesterday, Dr. Crafty celebrated his 1,000th follower special on Twitch.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and he decided to showcase the lore to his Dr. Crafty show.
Huh. Hang on, is that the same stream where you pointed out that Atem is meta backwards?
Yes, and that
Okay.
blew Crafty's mind. And what's even funnier is, because the VTuber RNGesus was there with us too, and he also pointed out something really funny.
Alright.
So, what he pointed out is that Yugi's name in Japanese means game, so together, they are the metagame.
Oh, Jesus. Tomorrow is Echo the Dolphin and... what's that? Tomorrow's Echo the Dolphin's anniversary, and Tomba is on Christmas.
Oh, well,
I remember Tamba.
Well, I know what John he's not celebrating.
But yeah, Tamba. I've actually played the second game as a kid with my brother, Alec. Alec played more of it than I did, but from what I've seen him play, it's definitely a hidden gem on the PlayStation. Echo is 30 and Tamba is 25. Oh shit, I'm older than Tamba. And I'm just as old as Echo.
I found something. I forgore. I forgore.
I forgore.
I forgore.
I forgore this moment. I don't know.
Oh shit, I didn't get all that. I thought I did. Time to fix it. But anyway, to also to get back to a little bit about the Rise to Superior, because there are other characters that I thought about, you know, themes and allegories for these kind of characters, and I think Twilight, I think, is probably the most interesting one I thought about.
Interesting how?
So I had so she was one I had time to think about, and I felt like there was nothing more fitting than making her an allegory for the human's will to adapt.
Yeah, because humans are very adaptable.
Yeah, and not even just that, but because it's a lesson that she ends up instilling to Kamiko, which I think is extremely fitting for her, which does help with his ability to actually combat against Ends people, but also because, again, she's the only character within, like, the main cast who doesn't have powers, so she's kind of forced to adapt to the situation she's in now.
Right. Also, SHC is here.
Yeah. Hey, Gilligan. So yeah, like when I just started thinking about, like, you know, okay, what can I have this character stand for? And then it's like, I thought about, like, oh, the human will to adapt. I'm just like, you know what? That's perfect. I think that fits her to a T.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I might know an easy way to do shading here. Is this gonna work? Yeah, it's gonna work.
Gonna feed my brat BRB. Alright, Jen.
Okay. Cece's still peacefully sitting here.
Cece has not moved even once.
No. He says, this is my spot. Also, daily reminder: Sonic Frontiers' soundtrack is beast.
It is beast. It is also gorgeous and well composed and par for the course for the Sonic series. Even the super stinky cyberspace stages have amazing music.
Yes, the thing that the game could have done without.
Yeah, at least the soundtrack is nice.
Yeah. Didn't you S rank all the stages? I did. Doesn't mean I had to like it.
Yeah, exactly. Tracks are Go Slap and Enjoy This World. Which is 3-2 and 3-6. Sorry, Brian. I don't like the stage itself, but I like the music.
I just hate the launcher bear at the end. It's like, I hate this.
Yeah, it's really dumb.
Yeah, the one where it's like, oh, you pressed the correct button to proceed. Into the spikes you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that one, you're supposed to press the B button to drop down. I also got the Christmas outfit. Oh, did you get the soap shoes, Crystal?
Sing to Sonic.
Actually, Brian, did you get the soap shoes?
No, because I am not subscribed to the newsletter.
Oh. Yeah, I subscribed to it the other day, and, yeah, don't worry, you can still get them.
Okay.
It'll just probably take a few business days, if not one in my case, to get them. Oh, you got them. Awesome. Welcome back, Jen.
Actually, hold on, I think...
What is it with these 1,000 Steps evolutions? I don't know, but they need to stop.
I keep telling you, every single generation, they're gonna try to find more convoluted ways to evolve things. Like that's just their goal now.
Yeah, next you're gonna tell me have this Pokemon faint using the fucking Toxic Orb, and then you have to collect 500 bear asses and enter and exit the dungeon near Shittlefuck Town over and over again. About 10 times should do it. No, 11 times should do it. And then you will finally get your Ghost evolution. No, Jen, you're just adding to the points to get that one Pokemon. That... You're just reinforcing Brian's point here.
Yeah. It's like, remember when
No, Miss Maniac, not at all.
It's like, remember when the most convoluted evolution was you had to get a Pokemon to a certain level while holding your DS upside down?
Oh, was that Malamar?
Yes.
Yeah, that was a cool evolutionary method. Weird, but cool.
Yeah, but then, and they're just like, okay, so how do we top this? Have a Pokemon take exactly this much damage while at this very specific location.
What?
Runerigus.
Hop to it, bitch. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know, Runerigus. Yeah, I was just adding to the bit. It's like, wait, you want us to do what?
I think I'll worry about the shading a bit later. Let me just work on backgrounds.
Oh, well, hi there. You know, I haven't listened to the movements until now for the various islands, and ooh, Rufflet's evolving, nice. Of like Kronos Island, and like holy fuck. Who says atmospheric pieces can't work for Sonic?
Yeah. Well, I feel like for
Yeah.
open world games in general, like I think you kind of do need the atmospheric music.
Yeah. I know Johnny said he wasn't able to remember the tunes of them, but it's like remembering the tunes isn't important, Brian. The important sorry, Johnny. The important thing is what mood does it convey to you? Does it help you relax? Does it make you feel unsettled? So basically, the one thing that you gave Dustin Legion Tail credit for, and you're ignoring that for Sonic Frontiers, fuck you. You're an idiot.
He said it, Johnny, not me.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a slip of the tongue. Sorry about that. I meant to say Johnny. Like, some call me Johnny. I was looking over some video games anniversaries for next year, and I see a few for 2023. Oh, name them. Yeah, we can get the obvious ones out of the way. So like, no Sonic, no Mario, no Zelda, no Pokemon. I like to think most of us know when they happen. Oh, the Xeno series is turning 25. Star Fox is turning 30, and Medieval is turning 25. Star Fox is 30, wow. And yes, for clarification, Xeno involves the games other than Xenoblade. So like Saga and Gears as well.
In Xenoverse? No.
That's different Xeno. How about Xenomorphs? You leave this chat right now.
Xenophobia? Okay, I'm getting the gun.
I already got the shotgun.
Get out of my stream. You're not.
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Also, I believe Nintendo Power recently held their own rewards for a category where they had best series revival.
Oh, really?
Yep, and Klonoa won it.
Yep. So to get introductions out of the way, you can call me Jessica. Pleasure to meet you all. Pleasure to meet you too, Jessica. Saw Jason talk about me here, so I feel this is a safe place. Yeah, you're always welcome here. Jen says, hello as well. Hello, I cannot talk, Jessica.
Okay, I got confused for a little bit looking in the chat, but okay, no, I get what's going on.
Yeah. Hola, Brandon.
Yeah. Brandon?
Not that Brandon,
Oh.
but another Brandon.
Oh, okay. Hold on, Brandon.
I'm causing a Chansey genocide. Is this what Gamataki felt? Well, question, Jen. Do you hate Chansey? If you do, then yes. This is exactly how Gamataki feels. If you don't, then you're just committing genocide, you fucking monster.
Oh, man, chances give a lot of experience.
Yeah. No, I love Chansey. For the experience. It's like, oh no, I don't like Chansey. I like what Chansey gives me.
You will give me an egg.
You will give me an egg. Just reaches into her pouch and I don't know. She instantly dies. I don't know.
You see, the funny thing is, Chansey would have just Chansey or Blissey would have just looked at Wesker and been like, "Yo, if you just wanted that egg, I would have given it to you."
Yeah, it's like if you just wanted an egg, all you had to do was ask, and then we'll run away. Yeah, like the open zone themes are really nice. I mean, yeah, I knew that, but like listening to them by themselves. We should seriously use these for D&D.
Well, I mean, I think I sent you Starfall Island.
Yes, you did, and I did consider it for one playlist, but then I figured Ares Island fits this area a bit better.
Man, I wish I had more textures to work with.
Yeah. Why did I get rid of that playlist? I am stupid. I was trying to hop from one screen to the other.
Yeah, don't mind me, folks. I'm just experimenting with stuff.
That's fine. Experimentation is the first step to innovation. And if the lab blows up, you can always just start over.
Back to the lab again.
Not that this has anything to do with labs, but I will actually BRB. So chat, don't explode. Brian, keep going. Jen, hang in there, bud.
Gotta say, this pretty beautiful music. Ah, yes, that would be the soundtrack for Sonic Frontiers. Iguchi. To occasionally pet the kitty. It is the law. I picked up a Jolly Mint. Yep, you can do that. Also, fun fact, Jen, you can also straight up buy mints now in this game. Although they're hella expensive. I'll say this: the Pinball and Frontiers, I didn't like. I didn't like when playing that game. I didn't mind the pinball section, but that's also because I also.
Oh. Are you talking about the pinball thing?
Yes.
My jaw hit the floor when I found when I first saw it. I was like, "What?"
Yeah, pinball.
Yeah, I had to. Brian, you were there. I had to pause to try and digest it. It was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And yes, Jessica. My name is Jordan.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll say I didn't mind it mainly because I kind of like pinball.
Yeah, I mean, pinball is fun. Don't get me wrong. It's just I was not expecting it at all. Although I don't know what Johnny was talking about, saying that he hated that section. It's like you don't have to beat the high score. You just got to get enough, right?
Yeah, you just got to get you just got to get enough.
Yeah, you just got to get enough. You don't have to do a score attack.
Yeah,
Did you misunderstand the assignment, Johnny?
Yeah, well, I mean, Johnny's also admitted that he's bad at pinball.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a nice Easter egg if we had a sewer section, though.
Yeah, seriously.
But it would have been a very nice Easter egg, honestly. Man, I kind of want to play Sonic Adventure again. Thank you.
I may not like Chaos Island, but damn, it has my favorite boss in the whole game.
Yeah, Knight. Find Your Flame is an amazing song.
Yes.
And Jen, I know we're not nudging you to get Sonic Frontiers, but again, even if you're not a Sonic fan, I think you would honestly enjoy it. I think you would. But for the references that you may know, so like if you know Sonic Adventure, they'll reference it. If you know Shadow the Hedgehog, they dared to reference it. If there was a character that you miss in this game, they talk about it.
No, you have to get 5 million points to get at the boss, and it was hard to do because I kept failing at points where I shouldn't have. I feel like that's like the one critique I'll have for the pinball board, and it's that I don't like that they don't have like the little they don't have like little bumpers at the side, which are supposed to like catch your ball the first time it falls into that spot that most boards typically have. Because in the end, because it sometimes feels like, once the ball's there, there's nothing you can do. That's a lost ball. And sometimes it just goes in there because physics.
Yeah.
And I think that, I personally think that's just bad pinball design.
Yeah. It's no pinball game from Sonic Adventure, that's for sure. But it's not terrible. Mind you, I know diddly squat about Sonic. Well, Ian Flynn is a competent writer enough to the point where even if you don't get the references, you'll be enamored with his writing.
Yeah, well, at least the way that he handles the characters.
Yeah. And from the cutscenes that we've shown you, yeah, he gave Amy a personality. Which, to Eggman's point, actually, because you can actually collect memos that Dr. Eggman made. He kind of talks about Amy in a way that's pretty succinct, at least from the writing in the previous games leading up to this. It's like, she had the biggest case of identity crisis. If you guys are okay with it, that's fine. With me, it just felt weird, but I understand why you don't mind it. Yeah.
I'll also say this, because I do want to kind of give a bit of a contestant estimate to when Johnny brought up like some bits where it feels like, some of the references feel a little hand-fisted, like, oh my god, Eggman mentioned Maria. I feel like there's a bit in there that I feel no one is talking about. And it kind of sucks that I feel like no one is talking about it enough, because it's not just simply Eggman talking about his thoughts on Maria, but there is a little bit of a character dissection with Eggman in that spot, where he's
Yes.
where he's talking about how, oh, when Maria was around, all anyone ever talked about was her, and like basically kind of giving us the idea that when Maria was in their life, she was the center of attention, while Eggman was just ignored by everyone. Like, even after she died, people still kept talking about Maria as if Eggman wasn't there.
And that's the whole reason why Eggman has such a big ego, because he felt like he was getting ignored as a child. And no, I'm with you, Brian. It's not just a reference for the sake of making a reference. You have to remember, think of it from a Sonic fan's perspective. We haven't had characters go on about continuity since I want to say Sonic 06 or Sonic Generations, if you want to count that. Like, we haven't had them reference their previous adventures as if they never happened. So, like, it almost seemed like Sonic Team was embarrassed about their past games for some reason. Like, to the point where Aaron Weber, one of the social media managers for Sonic for the time of Lost World, was like, this game is the first game where Sonic and Eggman teamed up. It's like, no, they didn't. They teamed up in Sonic Adventure 2.
And Advance 3.
And Advance 3. And Sonic Heroes.
And
there's also Sonic 06.
Yeah, I was going to say 06 if you want to count that.
Yeah. Shadow the Hedgehog. Literally everyone was going up against the Black Arms, even the Eggman fleet.
Yeah, and also, if you want to count it, they also did in Sonic X.
Yeah. Yeah, it felt like he was the black sheep of his family, but he never blamed Maria for it because he wondered what she was like. Exactly.
And part of him was also like, I wonder if Sage is kind of like that.
Yeah, it's like, I wonder if Sage is anything like Maria is now, like Maria was. Yeah, it's very interesting to see Eggman be this reflective. Which, hey, tell you what, he hasn't been that way since Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes.
Which, yeah, it really shows because Ian Flynn went on record saying that he loves writing Eggman.
Yeah, and you can tell with his writing.
Yeah, Eggman is easily the best character in this game. Hot take. The final boss of Sonic Frontiers is the worst final boss in the entire series. Are you talking about the normal mode final boss or the hard mode final boss?
Hard mode final boss, and honestly, I disagree.
I disagree too.
Yeah.
I felt so many emotions while fighting the hard mode final boss.
Yeah, I mean,
not just because of the amazing monologue, but also the music.
Yeah, I mean,
it made me feel things.
I mean, granted, I will agree. I do think it is a very jarring, sudden change in gameplay for it. I will give you that.
Yes.
But, no, honestly, like, I ended up actually refighting it, before, and, like, I had a pretty good time with it. I think some of the issues I think maybe some people have with it is that it suddenly becomes a game of Ikaruga, and I don't know too many people who've actually played Ikaruga.
Sorry about that. I missed out on it because Blue decided to be a jerk again. But yeah, no. Narratively speaking, I think it's as good as it could have been. Yeah, it's atypical, so maybe Sonic Team shouldn't do it again for the next game.
Yeah,
but,
I think that would probably be for the best.
Yeah. But for what it was, it was good for this game.
Yeah.
But next time it's like, can we be Supersonic, like, for reals this time?
Yeah.
Because all the other final bosses were awesome. Sorry, all the other bosses were awesome. Because, yeah, another thing about Sonic Frontiers, this is the best Supersonic has ever been.
Yeah. And you know what? I'll also say, oh, Cece, are you on? Okay, bye, Cece. She'll be back. But I also want to say this too. Man, I can't believe it. A Sonic game where the final boss isn't just reusing the Colors boss for a 4th time in a row.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a hallway anymore. Also, yeah, again, if Sonic Team is being serious about going over to new territory, can you drop all the Generations hype?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see Green Hill anymore. I don't want to see Chemical Plant Zone anymore. I don't want to see Sky Sanctuary anymore. And I don't want to see another city level. Well, city levels in the vein that you've been doing them. Keep going. Keep doing everything. Like, keep making original content. For as divisive as Sonic Advance 3 is, it was interesting because it started off at the city level. So did Sonic Adventure 2 actually with City Escape. But like, maybe you could have Sonic run through a city that's infested with plant life, vegetation. Or you could even have him start off in a fire level or some shit. I don't know. I'm not Sonic Team.
Am I Sonic Team?
Yeah. Can I also say that Knuckles' memory tokens took way too long to find on his map? At least for me, because there were times where I would get lost and trying to find my way to go. Like where the member tokens were, or where the side stories and main quests are.
For me, replace it with Tails.
Yeah, like, are you just talking about Chaos Island?
Yes.
Yeah, Chaos Island is the worst island for me. Like, I hate traversing it.
Yeah, like, it's not only just difficult with traversing it without fast travel. I hate the number of instances where it forces you into 2D when you don't want to.
Yeah, all those 2D sections were super hand-fisted. It's like, what happened to the amazing design that Kronos and Ares Island had between them and here? That doesn't make it horrible, but compared to the other islands, it was a slog to get through.
Yeah. There were just so many parts of Chaos Island where I'm just like, I don't want to go through this. I'm not trying to go through this. Stop making me go through this. Because the other thing that also doesn't help either is that, so, you know, like some of those spots where you can side loop in order to like uncover something?
Yeah, they show springs or speed boosters instead.
Yeah, like those start to become a bit more common, and it's like you think you're about to uncover like maybe more memory tokens and whatnot. Nope, speed booster.
It's like, you're gonna do these whether you like it or not.
It's like,
well, that's not the intent, but it feels like it.
It's like, but I don't want to do it. You do it.
well, SHC, the point of the final boss, you know, going off with its monologue is the point. It is trying to tell you it's worthless to motivate you more to shut it up. That was the point.
Yeah, well, because it's actually fun because I actually saw like I remember reading a comment involving the end where like that monologue that the end gives is the antithesis to everything Sonic stands for.
Exactly. Like and again, the creators of this game went on record saying that the end is everything encapsulating everything negative that's ever happened to the Sonic franchise. So all the times it almost died, all the haters, you know, everything. And the fact that, yeah, okay, you can be a pessimistic chuckle fuck and say that, oh, it only looks the way it does because they didn't have time and they were lazy about it. But no, I think on a purely creative level, the end representing death in our eyes as opposed to the character's eyes, because it appears differently depending on who looks at it, makes so much sense. Because, yeah, there were many times the Sonic franchise should have died, but it didn't. and I think that's very, very powerful.
It's also meta as shit.
It is. You can make fun of Sonic as much as you want, but you can't look at that and tell me that Sonic Team didn't believe 100% in what they were making. Like, look no further than the Supersonic boss fights. How powerful they make you feel. How amazing they make you feel just to literally punch giant monstrosities in the face while listening to Screamo Metal. Like, isn't that the coolest shit ever?
Hell yeah, it is. In fact,
it made me a Sonic fan again.
Yeah,
like,
I still listen to those songs on repeat.
Same here. I listen to them almost every day now. Kellen Quinn is an amazing composer. Sleeping with Sirens. If you haven't listened to their music, it's good stuff.
Well, the thing, she didn't compose the songs.
No, he didn't. Yeah, believe it or not, he's a guy. He just has a really high pitch.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no. He's a man.
Okay, my apologies.
It's right. But yeah, no. I think he wrote the lyrics. He didn't compose the music. That was Tomoya Otani.
Yeah.
And holy shit, Tomoya Otani shreds it.
Could you imagine if they collabed with Jun Sano?
Oh man, best of both worlds.
Wait, no. Collab between Kellen Quinn and Crush 40.
Oh my god, match made in heaven.
Yeah, make it happen.
And meanwhile, Jen here is going like, what's a Crush 40?
Oh, come on, she's not that uncultured.
But yeah, at least for me, I've kind of been on the outs with the Sonic franchise after Forces because of how mid it was. And, I think what they did with Sonic Frontiers, bringing in Ian Flynn, fighting Sega just to get at least most of the content done, and, hiring on amazing people like Kellen Quinn to help write the music for them, and 2Octavian, all those people for the soundtrack is just it doesn't mean that Sonic Frontiers is a perfect Sonic game, but it feels like a real Sonic game after a huge drought of nothing but Saturday morning cartoon schlock where all the characters are flanderized and they don't feel like themselves, where Sonic the Hedgehog outright tells people to shut up when he doesn't agree with them, and Tails being a little dickhole, to Amy sounding like Minnie Mouse, and Eggman just being evil because
honestly, I feel like
tradition.
Honestly, I think Eggman's probably the only instance of like the modern writing that I don't mind.
No, I don't mind it either, but even then he wasn't perfect.
Yeah, but what's funny is that so yeah, Jordan, you know how Dr. Crafty was streaming Sonic Forces like some time ago?
Yeah.
So I know Scarlet was actually in the stream with us, and I kid you not, every time Tails opened his mouth to say something, she's just like, "Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!"
Well, that's hopefully where Sonic Frontiers will help her like Tails again, because yeah, Sonic Frontiers was also an opportunity to course correct the fuck out of these characters.
Yes.
Like Tails especially. And what's even better is that in terms of the writing, Tails's segments were by far the most heartwarming and heart-wrenching. But then if you look at it in meta sense, and if you've been a fan for the series for a long time, Tails outright says, "Then I'm wildly inconsistent," because it was true.
Yeah.
So that in of itself is sort of like a hitting the joke button if you know the series.
Yeah. Well, I also, because I want to talk about this too, because I know there was a Sonic tuber by the name of Emmy Jones. Have you heard of her?
Yeah. audio series where she outright brings back voice actors like Ryan Drummond and Jason Griffith.
Yeah, so she actually talked about that moment, saying that it's something that I genuinely had to disagree with her on, where it's like she stated that she didn't like that because they're basically, it's like saying like, oh, they're trying to canonize Tails as inconsistency, but it's like, no, because the thing is, people being inconsistent is, believe it or not, it's more realistic than people think.
Yeah, like, humans are fickle by nature.
Yeah, and the thing too is, when a person starts to come to an understanding that they are being inconsistent with themselves, they get frustrated about it. Because it's like, then who the fuck am I?
Yeah, it's like, that's exactly Tails' dilemma. It's like, I promised myself I would be stronger for you, Sonic. Why am I falling back on you? Why am I being so useless? Why am I being a coward? That was his thing, and what compacts it, what brings it home all the more is that Sonic still loves Tails as a little brother, and he reminds him about it every chance he gets. In fact, the first time Tails mentioned, it's just like when I couldn't handle it when Infinite attacked, one more turn I fell apart, Sonic immediately hits the comfort button, going, "Oh, what? Do you want to talk, buddy?"
Yeah. Yeah, whereas Meme Sonic would have been like, that's cringe, dude.
That's cringe, dude. You should get over it, dude. Like, no, that's not who Sonic is. And hey, the Infinite understands that. It's like, this game also reminds you that Sonic really, you know, in spite of his sheer confidence and his tendency to hit the joke button, Sonic's a good kid.
Yeah.
Like, you can't help but admire him. He makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Because that's what heroes do. And there's a huge difference between having a good sense of humor and just saying memes for the sake of memes, and that's what Sonic was for a while with the previous writer that they got. It's like humor with no substance. Sometimes it was funny, but other times it's just very eye-rolling. Like, ew.
They wanted to write this because they thought, oh, this is gonna be a meme. I know it.
Yeah, it's like, look no further than his English interactions with Silver in Team Sonic Racing. Like, they handled that horribly.
Yeah, because like, if you compare it to the original Japanese, it's completely different dialogue.
It is, and the thing is, the Japanese dialogue is more in character with Sonic than what we got. Silver was feeling down about himself, and depending on which version you look at it, the Japanese version went to reassure Silver that, no, you got this, buddy, while Meme Sonic essentially insulted him back to thinking straight. That's not realistic. That's mean.
Yeah, like it was along the aspect, like Silver's just like, man, I don't think I'm gonna win this, and then you have our English interpretation of it where it's like, yeah, you're fucking garbage, dude. Eat my dust.
That's not Sonic the Hedgehog. That's a guy pretending to be Sonic.
It's like, Sonic, how do you have friends?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, there's nothing wrong with, you know, having healthy jabs with your friends. It's another thing if you're actually insulting them. And that's not the only instance either. Because I know at the start of some races, some characters actually talk to each other while you're waiting for it to load and some of that stuff. So it's Sonic and Silver again, and Sonic says, I'm so gonna beat you, Silver. And then Silver's like, okay. And Sonic says, no. And then you're supposed to say, in your dreams, Sonic. In your dreams, Sonic. Too late. The moment's passed. Like, I'm sorry. Silver may be young, but he's not stupid. And he can stand up for himself. Like, remember how his main mission in Sonic 06 was to kill Sonic because he thought he was the Iblis Trigger? You know, the very reason his future existed?
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that guy?
Actually, Jordan, you might appreciate a joke that Ian Flynn did with Silver.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there was a moment. I think it was still in the Archie comics when that was going around before they eventually just switched to IMDb. But there was a point where so there is a character standing next to Silver. They're in the middle of a dilemma, and there's someone who goes like, "If we don't," it's like it'll be no use if this keeps up. And then Silver just snaps, uses his telekinesis to break something, and he's like, "I hate that phrase."
Thank you, Ian Flynn. Can we please keep Ian
Yeah,
for every single game?
Yep. There's also another really funny meta joke that he makes with Silver.
Yeah.
So his whole thing for traveling back into the past is because he ends up hearing that the only reason the future got fucked up is because there was a traitor in the Freedom Fighters. And so he goes back in time and he starts trying to look for a guy named Boomer. Now, what's funny about that is because he starts suspecting the Walrus character Rotor because the guy actually had two names. So like in Satian they call him Rotor, but then it's like throughout some runs of the Archie comics he'd be called Boomer.
Yes.
So Silver was just like, I'm pretty suspicious of this guy. I think he might be the traitor.
Do you remember what the resolution was?
No.
Okay. But yeah, I think the Genesis way was probably the best thing to happen to the comic side of things, because then you have a significantly smaller cast to work on, with none of the baggage, so...
Yeah, with none of the Ken Penders shit.
Thank God for that. Also, Ian's original characters, Tangle, Whisper, Dr. Starline, all those characters, the fact that they were referenced in Sonic Frontiers really makes me hope that we get to see them in the actual games one day.
Yeah, and it's like, I will give this because it's like, yeah, sure, Penders did a lot in terms of expanding more on the Echidna lore, which, sure, that's interesting and that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But not only did that end up leading to him being extremely clingy to anything that even resembled looking like Knuckles, but let's also not forget that he also flanderized the shit out of Sally Acorn.
Yeah.
All because he thought that Sally cramped Sonic's style to the point that he was actually going to kill her off in the comics until they were like, no, we're not doing that.
Hey, Super Crazy Crasher, we're talking about Sonic while Brian is working on Rise to Superior Art.
Yeah. With
and it's turning out very good so far.
Yeah, with the music that I listen to nonstop to make this thing, which is Starfall All Islands theme.
Absolutely. I'm actually listening to the various movements for Ares Island now. And I'm just vibing. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with vibing.
Absolutely nothing wrong with vibing. In fact, Jen, I'm gonna send you something to listen to that could help with these said vibes.
Yeah.
I think Brian knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
I do know what you're talking about. Fishing
Crystal.
vibes.
Yeah. Hell, we can't even have anything involving Knuckles this past without Ken getting involved. Like, remember when Sonic 2's movie came out?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
They took the character I made to be Knuckles' dad. No, they didn't.
No, they didn't. Get over yourself. Why are you simping for a 16-year-old echidna? Yeah, Knuckles is 16, by the way.
Well, I know there was an iteration in the comics where I think he had like an alternate timeline where we did see the characters in their adult ages, and
I remember.
apparently it wasn't very good.
Yeah, it wasn't very good at all. And even I remember that. Art and Sonic. What else do you do on a Thursday night?
God, are you by yourself on a Thursday night? Man, you're pathetic. Play Sonic.
Play Sonic 2.
It's same brain. Oh, and also Jeffrey St. John, you can go fuck yourself.
Who's that?
He was the skunk that wanted to marry Sally Acorn.
Anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's surprising is you barely hear anything about Sonic Mania. What are you talking about? Everyone's still talking about Sonic Mania. They want a proper sequel.
Yeah.
But to finish your comment, which was the most well-known game where Sega collabed with others. Wait a minute. I thought of something.
Yeah.
Is the only reason Sonic Origins turned out the way they did was because of Sega's meddling or Sonic Team's meddling? Because if it was Sega's, then I'm gonna have even more reasons to be mad at them.
And you know what? Because of that, Sega, Klonoa beat Sonic Origins. How do you like that?
Which is a shame, because Sonic Origins is a very poor representation of what a good port of the Genesis trilogy of Sonic should be. Like, the way they handled Sonic 3 and Knuckles was especially bad. And I'm not just talking about the music either. Although the music is certainly a big part of it. Like, what did they do to the music?
Say, hey, so remember what we did for Sonic Genesis for GBA? Want to see us do it again?
No, I don't.
Doing it again.
I don't want you to do Sonic Genesis again. No.
Doing it again.
Okay, so for those of us who may not know why Sonic Genesis is a bad game, Jen is probably the biggest example here. Sonic, for Sonic's 15th anniversary, you know, in the same year Sonic Riders and Sonic 06 were released, they wanted to do a Game Boy Advance port of the very first Sonic game. It had the spin dash, and it was a one-to-one remake. It was supposed to be a one-to-one remake of the original Sonic game on the Genesis, and they completely butchered it. Because not only did it use the Sonic Advance engine, there was screen crunch, and the frame rate was horrible, and the music was bit crunched to hell. It was a mess.
Yeah. Well, I guess to be a bit more accurate with what you're trying to describe, Jordan, is that with them using the Sonic Advance engine, it was mainly because the original Sonic 1 was not compatible with the Advance engine, which is why you ended up with like all the glitches you did in that game.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I knew there was something I was missing, but
yeah.
Then a fan out there, a certain fan who is well known in the Sonic fan hacking community. I think it was Stealth?
Yes.
Was it Stealth? Yes, okay, Stealth. He made a mod of Sonic Genesis done right. That was the title. Sonic Genesis done right. And what it was is that it was a remake of Sonic 1 done from the ground up. And it controls like a dream. Because here's the thing, the Game Boy Advance is technically more powerful than the Sega Genesis. So the fact that it was released in that state was... it was a sign that they didn't know what they were doing back then.
Yeah, like it was embarrassing.
It was an absolute embarrassment. And I still have the game with me to this day. I hate it.
It's got the spin dash. Shut up.
It's like, yeah, it's got the spin dash, and then what?
No, like I remember when Johnny was, I think he was talking about like that remake where he's like, I don't think, no, it wasn't a remake. I think it was on the mobile version of the game where he's like, it's already better than the original game. It has the spin dash. Shut up.
Yeah. Oh, the second movement of Ares Island is amazing. It's my favorite one.
Me like,
But yeah. But yeah, if you want to play the very first Sonic game, pick literally any port besides the GBA version and maybe the Sonic Origins version. Like, the Sonic Origins version is fine, but it's not perfect. See you later, SHC Grunts.
yeah,
Thanks for hanging out.
See you, Gilligan.
Oh, that's Gilligan.
Yeah. But you know what? To get back on the Rise to Superior talk, I know Jen mentioned in our call a bit earlier of if Kamiko would totally be a monk, but like I feel like Kamiko, honestly, there's actually a reason why. Because, like, I know before, like, my whole thing with D&D has been that, you know, I like making characters that I've already, like, have pre-existed because the familiarity helps. But, like,
Yeah.
Kamiko, honestly, I feel would be a rather difficult class to break down. Because, like, yeah, there's totally monk in there.
Mm-hmm.
But, then we gotta, like, consider magic.
Magic. Yeah, well, Sorcerer is an easy dip for that. Because Sorcerer is usually a pretty good cross-class, but that would mean that your Charisma score would have to be good.
Yeah.
So, okay, monks are both dex-based and wisdom-based. So, no. Horizon Walker Ranger. Because they already rely on wisdom anyway. And what are they known best for? Planeswalking.
Yeah, but then another aspect to also take into consideration too is another thing that Kamiko is able to learn, which is a side effect to humans learning dragon magic, and that's how they start to adopt Dragon Rage. So
Yes.
would you have to also triple multi-class in the Barbarian just to get the Rage?
No, I think with Barbarians, you start off with Rage.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, would you have to triple class?
It's definitely possible. You can multi-class into more than one class.
Yeah, I know that, but it's just that I feel like the thing about a Kamiko build would be like, you know, you'd have to just multi-class to a number of different things.
That is true.
Because, you know,
Then again, Fighter is also a good thing to consider because they have Action Surge.
they do.
And remember, a subclass that they have is known as the Eldritch Knight, which is the spellcasting subclass. And you can learn things for the Wizard Spell list, which would include a lot of elemental magic.
Yeah, and the other thing too is that I did try to go for a homebrew build of Kamiko one time when Danny was trying her shot at being a DM one time and decided to go with
I was there. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the module again?
I think it was well, okay, Minecraft was the opening picture of it. I forgot what the actual one shot was about.
Yeah, like I know it was. I know it had something to do with like a water crystal. It wasn't water deep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, no. It was a water-based temple. But I know that you played. You played off of the monk subclass of the Way of the Four Elements.
Yeah, but it was an altered version of it where I played more like an Avatar character, and it
Yeah.
broke the one shot.
Yeah. Or at least you're the one who got the most results.
Yeah, like I fucking hard carried that. Cause like the whole thing is like, you know, because I know like we were getting attacked by like a water serpent, like a serpent made out of water.
Oh yeah, water weird.
Yeah, it had you grappled, and I'm just like, so I have shape water, and I'm just like, so yeah, there we go. And like keep in mind, this was Kamiko only being able to use 4 elements, so even when nerfed, he was still hard carrying this whole thing.
Yeah, and I think with Kamiko, kind of like how we're gonna do Riona years down the line, we could probably just make a new subclass for Kamiko.
We could do that, but it depends if I actually make him if I want to make him a D&D character again, because
Yeah,
he broke the last one shot he was a part of.
that is true. For Alex, it's easy. Just make her a Monster Slayer Ranger.
Well, I mean, that was the original basis around her.
It was, yes. It's just, I would probably make some changes, because, you know, Alex isn't a spellcaster by nature. She has access to magic, and she, does have potions that can mutate her, to give her extra perks, to go up against certain monsters or enemies. But she's not a spellcaster by nature. That's Savras' turf.
I think CC jumped in my lap and say, okay, give your hands a break.
Yeah. But yeah, the Monster Slayer from Xanathar's Guide, it seems to be based around shutting down spellcasters and knowing monsters. The knowing monsters bit I have no problem with. That makes sense. It's the anti-spell caster thing that throws me off. I was like, what spellcaster hurt you, and why do you want to keep shutting them down? Yeah, at 11 level you get Magic User's Nemesis, and you also get like Supernatural Defense at level 7.
Yeah. Also, something else to also mention is that these purple spheres on Kamiko's gloves, so like those can actually project a magic shield.
Nice.
Yeah, in fact, Jordan, they basically give you a visual reference to how the shield ends up looking like. Like that.
Hang on. Just waiting for the stream delay to go away. Crazy thing, someone actually made an Ocarina of Time ROM hack called The Missing Link, which is, I kid you not, a fan-made DLC. It's like about 3 hours long. Whoa. Anybody get the chance to see Sonic Prime? No, but from the clips I have seen of it, I'm happy that they're handling the characters well.
Yeah.
That was the main thing I was concerned about, since Frontier spoiled me, and I'm happy that they didn't mess them up.
Actually, you know what, Jordan? It might be. Let's see if Discord's gonna be nice and let me do this.
Yeah, because I want to see what you mean with the shield thing.
Okay. I'll let you. Okay, so by the shield, that.
Wow. Oh, he's Steven.
Yep. So yeah, like he could just project a shield like that, like out of those things.
Mom texted me her trip at Walmart. There are Sonic figures there, apparently.
Interesting.
To think that one of the producers is the same people who did Ben 10. Oh, so that's why it's going so well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Man of Action.
Oh.
Yeah, because yeah, that's the animation studio behind it.
Yeah, they also did Ultimate Spider-Man, which wasn't Ultimate at all.
No.
You know, the same people who had the gall to insult Spectacular Spider-Man and say, "Oh, it's not accurate to the comics. Ours is." Like,
Yeah.
You pompous bastards.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the studio I don't think is like just that guy specifically.
Eh.
Yeah, I think that was just a dude who just, well, ultimately didn't really understand Spider-Man.
No. Just made him Deadpool who doesn't kill people. So that's not Deadpool. It's just an asshole.
Well, not only that, but it's also like, this is something that one of the things that bothered me about one of the Guardians of the Galaxy episodes, where they basically tried to make Spider-Man out, compared to every other Marvel character, a complete joke that nobody, like, takes seriously, when it's like, Spider-Man's one of the most, has some of the most broken powers out of any Marvel character. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, have you seen... okay, so his greatest strength feat, it's not the Master Planner arc in the comics. No. He lifted an entire building just to make sure everyone got out safely. And then by the end of it, he was really woozy.
Yeah. And, also, Spider Sense. Broken.
Yeah. Literal clairvoyance. It's, the only limitation is, his reading of the situation. So if he thinks he's not in danger, it's not the Spider-Sense's fault, it's Spider-Man's fault.
Yeah, and there are also just some things that, you know, just don't register as a threat, like Venom.
Yeah, but that's mostly because of the time he spent with the symbiote. The symbiote, yeah, like you said, doesn't register as a threat to him because it sees the symbiote as a friend.
Yeah.
Which, you know, now that they've tussled several times, wouldn't that not matter anymore?
Yeah, but like, whoa, what the?
What?
Oh, thanks, Ardman, for the, $5 donation.
Oh, thanks, Artemin.
Yep, hey, Realmores, I just farted. Want a sniff? I don't know.
No.
What did you have?
Stop! That made me cringe. By the way, did you hear that Spectacular Spider-Man is going to be in the new Spider-Verse movie? Yes, I did. I'm happy. I hope he's voiced by Josh Keaton, and I hope he doesn't kill Miles.
Yep.
Oh, Josh Keaton commented on it? What the fuck did he say? Let me find him.
Yep. It's stinky doo-doo. I don't know. What do you think, Cece? Is it worth it?
It's not worth it.
Also, yeah. Hi, Ardman. Hey, Jonah.
Spectacular Spider-Man physical media half. No, that's not it. But that's cool. Come on, I know you said something.
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. Thank you, Ardman. Merry Christmas to you. Finally, I can get out of poverty.
Can I also get out of poverty, please?
Can you believe it, Jack? Capitalism! Just a week away!
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Josh Keaton did say that, well, for Spectacular Spider-Man on Netflix, he commented on, last day to watch on Netflix, December 15th. And then he says, Netflix, why you do this? It's like, do you want people to remember this game or not? Sorry, the show or not?
You know...
Sorry, all the Sonic talk has been making me think about video games.
You know, Jordan, it's gonna suck, because it's like, I know we've been wanting to show, Danny, Jen, and TP Spectacular Spider-Man, but it's like, god damn it, watch cartoon.
Yeah, they sold out. And they're probably gonna get, shut down really soon.
Especially since them trying to make money off of what they do is highly illegal.
Yeah. Spyro is turning 25 next year.
My boy! Where's your new game?
There you go. Those are response. It's like, there you go. Poetry.
It's like, where's your new
Roxy
game?
Roxy Rees. Hey there.
Yeah, hey Roxy.
Is that how you pronounce your surname? I'm sorry if I mispronounced it. I know how to pronounce your first name, though. Hi, Roxy. It's all free. Watch cartoon? Not anymore.
Yeah, it isn't.
What? I found an Eevee den. Oh, cool. That was Jen.
If Rise of Spear had its own game, what style would you want it to be in? I've actually talked about this before, and the style that I would have it be is character action game.
Absolutely. I'm still not sure what Phantom of the Forest would be. I want to say RPG, but then I would also think, no. Considering Alexandra's usual approach, it would have to involve stealth as well. Are there any stealth RPGs out there?
Honestly, I feel like because of the inspirations, I feel like it would make sense if Phantom of the Forest felt very much like took some cues from The Witcher.
Yes, Witcher. But then it's like you also have the main characters to consider, so maybe an open world adventure game with RPG elements.
Yeah, I can see
so,
that.
So Xenoblade. Stealthy Xenoblade. How about that?
I mean, you gotta sneak up on the territory of Rothbard somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. I can also see a fear mechanic working well, considering, Alex is also kind of a symbol in her world, and, her work has kind of been traversed into legend almost. It's kind of like how Geralt is the most famous Witcher in his world. Alex is one of the more famous monster slayers in her world.
Jen said Metal Gear.
Yeah, no, not Metal Gear. Because monster slaying has definitely got to be a thing. And, collecting their heads or pelts or something as trophies to deliver to the client.
Jordan, I actually just thought of something.
What?
So,
What?
yeah, like, I'd say, like, an open world thing, but, what if Alex had similar gameplay to, like, the Batman Arkham games?
Yes. Batman Arkham, but you can kill people.
Yes.
Yeah, that was my first thought, too. If you're looking for a stealth RPG, Thief is a decent candidate, if anything. Yeah, I've seen some stuff about Thief. Really underrated series. Ironically enough, I first heard about it through, Rabbit Luigi, right?
Yep.
He did a top 10 scariest locations video games, and one of them is the Shalebridge Cradle in Thief 3. So the Thief series is already pretty unnerving, but the Shalebridge Cradle is like, you're dealing with ghosts, and you're talking to this ghost of a child throughout the entire run of what was supposed to be an in and out job, and then you just suddenly go about easing everyone's souls in this cradle, because not only was it in a mental asylum, it was also an orphanage. So yeah, there's like scary ambient noises, just different wails and wolf howls, and you hear banging inside the building itself, and you don't know the source of it. Some doors close and shoot open on their own, and it's really unsettling. So yeah,
Bye, CC.
Considering the subject matter of Phantom of the Forest, yeah, fear definitely has to play a part into it. but it's more so in the sense of the fear you create in your prey.
Yeah. Alex starring in Manhunt.
I mean, she has been contracted to track down people more than once, because as we all know, humans are the real monsters.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I think that would fit best.
Yeah. So yeah, with me when I talk about like character action game with the Rise of Superior, so like, I think of along the lines of like something that you could definitely take a look at and feel like this feels like a Platinum Games title.
Yep, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, like a little bit of Bayonetta, a little bit of honestly, a kind of a bit of Transformers Devastation.
Yeah, I see what you mean. So kind of like a beat 'em up almost.
Yes, but like, you know, sprinkled with like tons of like magic you can integrate in combos.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like I can also see along the lines where like it is one of those games where it rewards you with combo extenders when where like, yeah, in order to like get like some of the highest combo counts you can, it requires you to like really work towards getting it, like making sure your stuff doesn't your chains don't get interrupted, making sure you can actually like block at the correct times.
Yeah, I can see that working.
Yeah.
Alex for Dead by Daylight. Question: Would she be one of the killers or one of the survivors?
Why not both? Yeah.
Are there characters in Dead by Daylight that are both?
No, that's what makes Alex unique. She can fight back.
Yeah, I mean, she's a monster slayer. Why not? And like, if she's one of the survivors, she could help the other survivors, survive. And if she's the monster, she could, I don't know, go after everyone. Or maybe the in-story reason is she's being possessed by the entity and she's going after the survivors.
Yeah, no, see, it's a different mode where Alex is actually hunting the people who are sided with the entity.
Which would totally be in character for her.
Yeah.
Because while her methods aren't exactly very safe for children consumption, it's not safe for children consumption at all. This is an adult-oriented series. Alex is ultimately a noble person. I'll have to look into that because the only stealth game I played is, of course, Sly Cooper. Sly Cooper is really amazing, but Thief really makes you feel like, well, a thief. And actually, it kind of takes place in a dark fantasy world. It's also really low magic, low tech. In fact, there's electricity in the game. You know, electrical devices like light poles. But the thing is, considering the time period they were made in, they don't provide the best light, and they flicker a lot and malfunction a lot. So the world building is very interesting, and the gameplay is, like, of course, exhilarating. Because you're stealing stuff. Par for the course is being a thief. I remember Jason saying that if he can, he wants his game to be similar to Insomniac's recent games. So, like, Spider-Man games and Sunset Overdrive, leaning more towards the latter. I can see that working. But yeah, definitely considering the inspirations, Phantom of the Forest would totally be like a Batman Arkham game. only the main character isn't afraid to actually kill some fuckers.
Oh yeah.
I would actually want the special kill animations to be brutal as fuck. Not just for Alex's enemies, but for Alex herself.
Don't forget Dead by Daylight. Alex in Mortal Kombat won.
Oh, Alex in Mortal Kombat would be a dream come true. Because like, it's a match made in heaven. She's brutal. Mortal Kombat is brutal.
Honestly, you know what? I feel like that would be very likely to happen given the other special guests it's had.
Yeah.
I mean, they've allowed Spawn into the game.
Yeah, and if they can do that, Alex is definitely a shoo-in.
I mean, I'm sure all Ed Boon would have to do is just go up to you and be like, hey, so, you want me to put Alex in my game? And you'd be like, sure.
Yes, please do. And, if I may, I would like to write the dialogue for her as well.
Yeah.
So, you call yourself a god? Funny thing, I've killed one before. Like, I can already imagine one really fucked up fatality.
Yep.
This might go a little bit too far even for Mortal Kombat, but so Alex actually skins someone in her story.
Are you kidding me? Mortal Kombat would totally do that.
Yeah. Like, you don't see it, you see the aftermath.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you have fatalities like Melina, where she's literally eating a person alive.
Oh, fair enough. Let us know if this is too graphic for anyone, and we'll drop the discussion. But yeah, in terms of Alex's playstyle in Mortal Kombat, I mentioned that Baiken from Guilty Gear would be a good basis for her, mainly because of the fact that I would like to see her, you know, utilizing both her main styles of combat.
I feel like in that case, I feel like another optimal archetype I can see Alex being is that she's a stance character.
Yeah, a stance character. It's fine. Okay, I'm back. Jessica's taking backseat because me like the idea of some of my characters in the Mortal Kombat games. Yeah. Another character I would like to see in Mortal Kombat is, if not Kragatoth, you know, considering he's a big demon dude. Ironically enough, Dora would be an interesting choice.
I want to see Kragatoth fight Shao Kahn.
Yeah, Kragatoth fighting Shao Kahn would be amazing.
Yeah.
Skinning Alive, have you seen Spawn's fatality? No, I haven't seen any of the fatalities because I can't stomach them.
Yeah. But no, it's like I imagine Shao Kahn would just approach Kragatoth and be like, bow to your king. You first.
What? Yeah, you first, mortal. Oh man, I can imagine Frank Welker saying that. Yeah, Frank Welker is my headcanon voice for Kragatoth.
Yeah.
So, Megatron, if you don't know.
Yeah. Oswald the Lucky Rabbit? Well, I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but no.
You're not wrong. Oh, gee, Alex, I killed your parents. Sorry about that. Okay, gang, we're going to go to war with humanity. Now, who's with me?
We're gonna take all their treasures.
We're gonna take all their treasures. No, Kragatoth would sound a lot more bestial than that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Shao Kahn would say, bow to your king, and Kragatoth would go, you took the words right out of my mouth, mortal. So, Neo. TLDR, Spawn wraps his chains around the opponent, rips them down, peeling their skin in the process, covers them in his cape, turns them into a spooky, scary skeleton hole, basically turning the... Oh, shit. Insides into chunky soup. Oh no, they turned into chunky Campbell soup!
By the way, Jordan, speaking of Batman, did you see the link I gave you to Dubas Goobus' newest video?
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. I should do that.
It's really funny.
Let me see here. Mr. Freeze gets a happy ending. Finally! That doesn't make any sense! Oh, they expunged his criminal record too! That's amazing! Christmas miracle! That's amazing. Although, on the note of my villains compared to your heroes, I don't have the same mentality with my villains, because they can be as overpowered as they want.
Well, I mean, so can my villains.
Yeah. But, I think it's something I personally like to see. It's like, the heroes are... go up against these really powerful villains. So, like, how would this human deal with this, Eldritch Abomination? They just need to figure out their weakness, and then boom, victory.
Yeah, well, I mean that's actually kind of the way that I'm handling things with here too, because it's like, oh wow, it actually played through all of Starfall Island. Replay.
Yeah. All right. Oh, you don't want to move on to Ares Island?
Oh well, the thing that I have is that I just had like a 2-hour extended track of Starfall Island.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Actually, you know what? I probably could. All right. Do we have?
Oh, I'm gonna drop my medicine's finally kicking in. Okay, get well, Sujen.
Yep. See ya.
Dumb Mortal Kombat dialogue thing. Jason, I fought God, you know. Funny. So have I. Ready's the Goliath scythe. Well, how about that? I think we're gonna get along well. And then they kill each other.
And no! Go
No!
on! 2 of them? Why
Stop
do
it!
you give me 2? Skip!
Stop! Stop! Stop it!
You...
If there was a third, I would have thrown hands.
Well, we're not on Twitch.
Yeah, again, I don't know what causes that. It's not my fault, guys.
Oh wait, hold on, that wasn't. Oh no, I clicked on the wrong thing. That wasn't Ares Island.
Oh, damn it.
There we go. That's Ares Island.
Ares!
Ares! Can you believe that Ragnarok actually referenced the fact that Kratos was in Mortal Kombat?
Yeah, and also in PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah, and Kratos is just like, I don't like to talk about those.
Yes. We will not speak of this.
Actually, I don't know. As much as I like Ares Island, I don't think the musical arrangement fits with where I'm working at. Maybe if it was a bit more like desert.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Also, why do I have 2 notifications on YouTube? Oh, that's why. Okay.
Adblock Plus, mate. I'm pretty sure Adblock doesn't work on YouTube anymore.
Yeah. I also don't trust Adblock.
Neither do I. Yeah, the PlayStation All-Star references was something I wasn't expecting in God of War. It's like, I even heard you fought the world's greatest musician. I would not speak of this.
I don't believe.
Yeah, well, you heard it here first, folks. Kratos doesn't believe. I use the Adblock extension in Chrome, and it works fine with me. Alright. Well, if it works for you, it works for you, but Brian has his own reasons.
Yeah.
As do I.
Yeah, because I do not trust this toaster.
Yeah. Plus, I do have my own workaround for skipping ads. So, okay, so there's this one video that has a lot of views, right? So I click on it, and it would give me an ad, like now. So what I do is I immediately hit the back button and hit the forward button. No more ads.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Twitch will hit you with like 5 ads, and they're all
that
unskippable.
Yeah, that unfortunately I don't know how to fix. For me, the best main villain is one who's not actually seen for most of the start, but their capabilities are known feared by the general populace. So, Fire Lord Ozai and Sauron. No, I think we were just talking general villains. At least from how we've been, or at least how I've been writing my story, my intention was to put the main bad guy in the forefront. That doesn't mean he's a pansy by any means. It's just, that's how I wanted to tell the story.
Yeah.
But it gets worse. That's all I'll say.
And then, of course, you have the other archetype, which is usually enjoyable, and that is the Disney villain breakdown.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it when villains break down. Even God of War Ragnarok does that.
Hi, Heimdall. Get fucked.
Yeah, it's like, you actually hit me!
Yes.
Like, I cheered when Kratos actually landed a punch on him. I was like, finally, dude!
It's like, take a slice of his humble pie, you bitch.
And I like how Heimdall had the gall to say, "Oh, pain wasn't that bad. Yes, it is. You're just trying to hide your little tears, you little pansy."
Look! That's all this is!
Also, I didn't know that Scott Porter could sound that crazy. Because I've always heard him as Luke in The Walking Dead Season 2, you know, the Telltale game.
Yep.
And I also heard him as Nightwing in Batman Arkham Knight.
Arkham fuck.
Because that game's bad. Beasts, scoundrels, princesses, the undead, automatons, and the history's greatest musician. Thank you. Also, Jordan, this is a dumb thing I'd like to imagine in a lot of hypothetical fights of characters against Jason, but imagine both Jason and Alex on the ground, really bloody, out of breath. Jason turns his head to Alex. "Hey, you wanna go get something to eat?" Alex. "Yeah, sure, why not?" "Is there a pub nearby? or tavern. Okay, so that slight mistake. Pubs don't exist in my world. Taverns and inns do, but pubs are more modern.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what's the difference?
I guess pubs are a lot less about creating a living space for travelers than it is just a stop on the road. I think that's the difference. Because in a tavern or an inn, you can sleep in them. Or at least the video game definition of taverns is more like it. Yeah, I make it no secret that many of my inspirations are from video games or from other materials I like, but I run with it. It's like, hey, your character is a lot like Geralt or Batman. It's like, yeah, I love The Witcher.
Well, I mean,
And Batman.
I mean, you're also talking to a guy who has some of his dragons that are designed after other pre-existing dragons, so...
Yeah, like, hey, your one dragon, he looks a lot like Spyro.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you, sir. Thank you for telling me your reason. And then you have all those other assholes who are like, I don't really see it. Your character literally has giant protruding horns on his head, along with a really prominent fin that looks like a mohawk.
Yeah. Well, I tried not to make it look too mohawk-like.
No. I know. I was just spitballing an example.
And now,
Like if you were that guy, but you're not that guy.
Yeah, now for rocks.
It's like, your character reminds me a lot about Geralt. No, I don't really see it. My character has black hair, and he's a vampire. Your character literally makes potions and fights monsters. My character is nothing like Geralt. He has one sword.
Actually, I think he has dual wielded before.
Actually, Geralt has wielded both his silver and steel swords before. He doesn't do it often, but when he does, holy shit.
Yeah, well, when he does, oh, you better watch it.
Yeah, the reason he doesn't use the silver sword that much either is because, at least the materials that goes into making silver swords in the Witcher universe, because, you know, those swords are best suited to fighting monsters. Because silver is a natural repellent to their magic. Silver is a very weak metal, so he doesn't really use it in combat all that much unless he has to. Especially against humans. Steel is more suitable to them.
Oh, another realization I thought of. So, a portal brought Geralt into Fortnite.
But he hates portals.
I hate portals.
And hey, in Soul Calibur, the game that he was introduced in as a cameo, I like how one of his wind quotes is like, "Damn, the whole place is sure damn strange." It's like, why is everyone's eyes bigger than mine? And that one woman, what was her name? Ivy? What the hell is she wearing? And I like to imagine as soon as Geralt got home, he'll take his hard-earned gold to get absolutely smashed because he wants to forget that. And believe it or not, Witchers can indeed get drunk despite their extra immunity to toxins.
This rock turning out nice.
Yeah, this is a good rock. I like that rock. That's a nice rock.
I love how just with one click of a button, Kamiko's in the void.
Yeah. It's really bright here in the void.
Welcome to the void. Damn you, Esdeath.
God damn it, Asdeath, no one likes you.
I like me.
Because I am in the void!
Why aren't you in the void?
Because I don't want to go to the void.
Too bad you're going.
God damn it. I'm in the void now. Didn't Ezio Auditore also make an appearance in Soul Calibur game? Yeah,
Yes.
He was in what? Soul Calibur 5?
5, yes.
Yeah. That was a thing.
Yep.
You know, that's kind of what it boils down to with Soul Calibur guest characters. It's like, so that was a thing. It's like, hey, remember when Star Killer, Darth Vader, and Yoda were in Soul Calibur? Yeah, that was a thing.
Remember when Kratos was in Soul Calibur?
Yeah, that was a thing. Yeah, see, it works. It works perfectly with that.
Yeah. Remember when Link was in Soul Calibur?
I do. That was amazing. But that was a thing.
Yeah.
And specifically, he was only in the GameCube version.
Yes.
And also, Link sounded especially pissed in that game. It's like, I don't know what his voice actor was given in the way of direction, but where a simple "ta" would have worked, it's like "ah!"
Yeah.
Or instead of "yeah," it's "ta!" It's like Link wants everyone dead. Teenage hormones, man.
Yeah. I remember messing with the character creator in Soul Calibur 5, and I did create Kamiko.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the only thing that suited him, though, was the Devil Gene playstyle.
Okay. Was it fun?
It was. I loved I
Okay.
loved dragging people off the fucking stage.
Oh, remember when Spawn was in Soul Calibur? Yeah, for some reason his weapon was an axe. And he was voiced by Kevin Michael Richardson instead of Keith David. Although, Kevin Michael Richardson's voice for Spawn is surprisingly close to Keith's.
I mean, I think that's also because I think that's probably the reason why they replaced him for Tombstone and Spectacular Spider-Man, wasn't it?
I think so too, because Keith David was, I think he was doing something else while he was doing Spectacular, and then they got Kevin Michael Richardson to fill in for him.
Yeah.
Remember when Darth Vader was in Soul Calibur? Yes, I do. In fact, that was one of the examples I listed.
Yeah.
Soul Calibur is like an alternate version of Smash Brothers. I don't know how true that statement is anymore, considering we have Fortnite, and it's as alternate as you can get. Like,
yeah.
from down to the genre. Smash Brothers is a fighting game. Fortnite is a FPS game.
He's a shooty bang bang.
Yeah, it's not a shmup though.
No.
Remember when 2B was in Soul Calibur and made something that became canon to Nier? What?
Oh yeah.
Is canon to Nier?
Yeah, that was a thing.
Yeah, see what I mean? That's what it boils down to with Soul Calibur cameos. It's like, so that was a thing. I mean, like, well, I want to say Killer Instinct is a little bit weirder. Because not only did it have, I want to say Rash from Battletoads, it also has the fucking Arbiter from Halo.
Yeah. And then you have Sonic and Sega All Stars Racing. So who's one of your guest characters? Danica Patrick.
Who the fuck is Danica Patrick?
She is a real life person.
No, I know who she is. I was just doing a thing. That threw me off the first time I saw it. Oh, they also threw in Wreck-It Ralph.
Yep.
For one version.
I love my mama.
I distinctly remember the commercial. It's like, hey Sonic, what are you doing in a car?
I love my mama.
I love my mama.
Yeah, and for specifically the PC version of the game, you could play as the Team Fortress 2 cast.
The entire cast?
Well, not the entire cast. I believe it was Heavy, Pyro, and Spy.
Okay. Yeah, Starkiller. Voiced by Sam Witwer, who would go on to be pretty much the official voice of Darth Maul, and I can't be happier for him. Because he does a killer Darth Maul. I was apprenticed to the most powerful being in the galaxy once. I was destined to become so much more. Oh, Yogscast was in it? What the fuck? Soul Calibur 4 also had a character who was designed by Mine Yoshikaze, the creator of Keroro Gunso Sergeant Frog. It was a character called Angle Fear, who was inspired by the character Angle Moise. Let me take a look at them.
Pyro's in a car, Heavy's in a boat, and Spy in the plane.
Okay. And Spy sounds nothing like he does in TF2, but okay.
Yes.
Huh. I mean... Oh, Jesus. What's with the spiky nipples? Like, what purpose do they serve?
It's like, Rare's got a titty fetish.
I mean, the eyes are definitely a huge giveaway. Alright. I know Shovel Knight had Kratos as a character. Yeah, it was for DLC. I think it was the PS4 version of Shovel Knight? Or the PS3
yes.
version? I forget which.
And you could find the Battletoads too in that game, right?
Yeah, in the Xbox version. But yeah, you also get access to their weapons. So Shovel Knight has access to the Blades of Chaos. But yeah, Shovel Knight had Kratos as a character, but also, fun fact, Sir Daniel was going to be a character, but they changed it to Kratos because of his new game, I believe. Yogscast was in Sega Racing Transformed as DLC, with all the money it got going to charity. Well, that's cool. I also distinctly remember the song Bentley Jones composed for All-Star Racing Transformed. I Gotta Be So Much More, I think. Like, that is a genuinely amazing song.
Yeah, and you know, for as bad as Sonic Omens is, Weight of the World is actually a really good song.
I don't think Sonic Omens counts because it was made by a shitty fan.
Yeah, well, like I said, as bad as Omens is.
Yeah, alright. Credit where it's due and all that.
Yeah.
Remember when Yogscast had a Kickstarter for a game that never got finished? No. And never will get finished? No. Not gonna lie, it would be interesting to see Sir Daniel as a character in Shovel Knight. Yeah, it would be.
I know.
So when's Shovel Knight gonna get a sequel?
I know, BJ said, like, it was such a missed opportunity with the Hotel Transylvania movies, because those are Sony animated, right?
Yes?
What if they had a cameo where they had Sir Daniel?
Oh shit, that would have been awesome!
Yeah, like, he felt like that's such a missed opportunity.
Oh man.
In fact,
Oh god.
I think some time ago he actually made a comic based on that, where Sir Daniel was checking into the hotel, and then Dracula's like, "Now remember, if you need anything, just ask." And then Sir Daniel's like, "Ask."
I was like, "Oh." Because he can only talk like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, Omens, the game made out of spite.
Yep.
It was also made illegally at one point because didn't that asshole try to monetize it?
Yep. Even
I
though
hate
he's
Sonic Omens.
even though he said he wasn't going to. Nope, we're gonna do it anyway. And
Crystal wants to know where she can find this comic.
it's a really old one, so you're probably gonna have to do a bit of searching, either on his Twitter or DeviantArt. Cause yeah, I don't know if BJ still has it. You may have to ask him about that.
Yeah. A medieval movie would be nice.
Yeah.
And have it be fully animated. None of this real world bullshit. Just because it worked for Sonic doesn't mean it's gonna work for that. Oof, okay. Yeah, sorry, Crystal. Why must famous people like that guy have to turn out to be greedy, creepy jerks? Oh, he was creepy too? Interesting!
Yeah,
Now
oh!
we're-
I haven't told you about that.
No?
So, something else that people discovered in, during the, parts of the development process was that, they were looking into the game's files, and they found one specifically entitled
Oh no, wait a
Bad
minute,
Girl.
I remember. No, I remember now. God damn it. Yeah, I remember now. I remember
Yeah.
now. I remember now. It's Maria is a kid, guys.
Yeah, it was Maria in her underwear, and the title, and the file was entitled Bad Girl.
I am charging my arm cannon, and I'm aiming it at that guy.
Do it.
Hyper beam.
We won't lose anything important.
How? Okay, they're dead now.
And
I saved the universe.
I think the guy who they got the voice act Eggman tried to stream the game, and the developers of the game were like heckling him the whole time because he was struggling to get through the game's bullshit programming.
Yeah, like, that's not a good look for your fan game, guys. So he's an FNF modder? Fun. Are FNF modders gonna be on my hit list, Mr. Maniac?
Probably. I mean, from what I've been hearing about the Friday Night Funkin' modding community.
That's an inside joke that's meant to basically call them, yeah, I know. Can I kill them, though? And can I still end their lives? Kratos, honestly, fighting undead wasn't very fun, because one kept being clumsy and kept mumbling about something. I couldn't understand what the hell he was saying. Do not speak again, skeleton.
He's just like,
If I could understand you, I would probably be insulted by that. But I do not.
Alex meets old man Kratos.
I think they would get along, actually. Because Kratos has some monster fighting experience as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could like compare tails or something. Yeah, honestly, they would actually get they would actually get along super well. Holy shit. Especially since Kratos sees himself as a man first, God second.
Yeah.
Not to throw shade at the good people in the community, but still, yeesh, yeah. every community has a collection of kid diddlers here and there, and that's what makes them disgusting. Yeah, Kratos in the Norse duology. We like to call him Old Man Kratos because that's technically what he is. He's an old man by that time.
Yeah.
Boy. Yes, the boy games.
Yep.
If that makes more sense.
Boy.
Actually, he kind of stops calling Atreus boy in the sequel. In fact, he kind of gets his act together in the sequel, and I'm really proud of him for that. Like, not only is he able to read Norse, he's also referring to people by their names most of the time. So, like, instead of calling Atreus boy, he calls him Atreus. Instead of Mimir, instead of calling Mimir head, he calls him by his name, Mimir. He also listens to Mimir, so he actively seeks counsel. So there are several points in the game where he's like, "Hey Mimir, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts on this?" And it's amazing how I went from hating Kratos' guts to absolutely adoring him as a character.
It's almost as if the game's got good writing after 3.
Yeah, like, God of War 1 had decent writing, but yeah, the other games, suck. And the handheld games, have this sort of mid-ground. Like, yeah, you feel for Kratos as a character, but you also understand that he's the villain protagonist still. And God of War Ascension, outright even has a moment where he's reluctant to kill someone he's befriended, and outright saying, "I've spilled enough innocent blood." So it's like, yeah, younger Kratos had dimension, it's just you had to look in the right places.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it was just all Zeus!
Yeah, just angry, and that's it.
Gaia, you live?
You live? Or, Zeus, your son has returned. I bring the destruction of Olympus! What was that line reading, T.C. Carson? It's like, we love you, but holy shit, what was that? That's a far cry from when Kratos was a human Beyblade that sleeps around! You're totally right. He did a lot of spinning.
Let it rip!
Let it rip! Rips Kronos' head off.
Yeah, Kratos.
No,
goes,
Helios. Spin! Spin, but you
I
die.
am the god of spinning!
And then years later, Kratos is like, learn from my mistakes, boy. If you are not better than I am, then I have failed as a father.
He sees it.
Honestly, I feel like he can sit down and actually have a conversation with Kratos if he finds you worth his time.
Yeah, it's like, he just sees Atreus just spinning like a Beyblade. I failed as a father.
Yeah. Like, what have I done? Where did I go wrong?
Fuck,
Faye,
fuck.
what do I do?
Fuck, no!
Fuck. Great. Now I'm getting Sonic on crack flashbacks from that mild insanity. Yeah.
Oh god, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, classic Kratos, from what I know, is TLDR. Fool me once. Death to all the gods! I mean, to his credit in God of War 2, he did immediately feel bad about killing Athena. He's like, Athena! No! But that still doesn't stop him from going on a rampage against Olympus and destroying all of Greece, and then just now feeling bad about it. Learn from my mistakes, Atreus. Don't hit the gritty. What's the gritty, Father?
You don't want to know.
Yeah. You don't want to know. There is much about my past I would rather have you not know.
Yeah, no, like, that mention of Sonic on crack is like, fuck, that, I feel old.
I think I do too. Hang on. I feel like I know what you're talking about. I just haven't thought about it in a while. I'm not finding anything. I found something with Sonic.exe because apparently people are still freaking out about that. It's not scary, guys.
It's not that.
Yeah, I know it's not. It's, oh, that was from before Realm Wars went into doing commentaries.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, but no, there's more specifically the creator of Sonic.exe.
Oh no, what did they do?
So they are supposedly they have been outed as both a pedo and a zoophile.
How many people do I have to kill to make people stop?
And stay away from the Lily card.
Yeah, you stay away from Lily. She is a sweet angel. Don't diddle her. She's 11.
See, age is just a number. You know what's also a number? 9-1-fucking-1!
Also, it's like, sometimes I feel like the Doomslayer, but suffering from art block. So what's a gritty?
Oh, that was a genuine question.
Yeah, it was. I'm looking it up in Urban Dictionary. Okay. No, that's not it. The gritty is a dance usually used after a touchdown in football. When you jog, move your hands back and forth from your front and back. Eventually, you will put an OK sign over your eyes for about 2 seconds and keep jogging. Is that what a gritty means?
Hit the gritty.
Okay. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is this one? I don't think I should read this. I am just gonna click out of that. Father, why is there a group of characters here for you? Who are they? Well, there's a raccoon, a skeleton, and a girl who can float. Boy, stay inside. I'll take care of it. Jeez, how many good folks turn out to have that kind of past? I even cringed at learning the truth about the guy who made Peppino's Leaning Nightmare. I mean, since we're talking about Kratos, every person has the capacity to change for the better. All that matters is staying committed to that promise you made to yourself that you'll be better than you once were.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, then you're lost. Not everyone has to discuss their past, but it's another thing to let your past define you and control you. You can choose to be better. And I think that's another reason why I find Kratos so comforting as a character now, because we all did shit that we're not proud of nowadays in our past. And if a literal monster like Kratos can turn out to be such a genuine and warm and loving father and a good friend, then I think there's hope for us yet. I mean, dude even wept when he saw something at the end of the game. In fact, Kratos almost cries several times.
Not gonna say what it is, though. Find out for yourself.
Yeah, please find out for yourself. It's such a beautiful moment. Classic Kratos. Death to the gods! And the Hydra. And skeletons. And everything except Aphrodite, because boy, do I sure miss my wife. Yeah. I forgot his wife's name, but I know his daughter's name is Calliope, who you actually get to meet again in one of the PSP God of War games. You know, I should really look up the list of God of War games. Let's see. Was it Chains of Olympus? Yeah, Chains of Olympus. And you had like a mini game where you had to let Calliope go, and then she's sad about it.
Yep.
You have quick time events to get your daughter off of you.
Yeah. Still does not beat press F to pay respect.
Yeah. What's God of War Betrayal? Oh god. Java Platform Micro Edition?
Oh yes, the mobile game of Kratos.
So Ghost of Sparta. And, yeah, this is the game where, Antonio Del Rio, aka, Pit from Kid Icarus Uprising, voices a young Kratos, and he's as every bit of a little shit then as he was at that point in the series.
Elijah Wood was in that game too, right?
He was Deimos, yes. And I didn't even know it at the time. Like, he got so lost in his role for me. It's like, I didn't even know it was Deimos.
And then he was Spyro.
Yeah. I mean, I will say that part of the story was a little rushed, but, I would have liked to see more, because I would have liked to see more of their dynamic with each other. Because we know that Kratos had the ability to banter like a fucking bull in a china shop. But Deimos seemed alright.
Actually,
In fact, looking back on it, he's kind of like Atreus.
Honestly, I kind of want to say too, it is rather ironic that the voice of Pit voiced young Kratos.
Yeah. I distinctly remember that he was telling off Deimos that a Spartan warrior never lets his back hit the ground. Even in death, a Spartan warrior stands tall. You are a Spartan, are you not? Like, damn, Kratos. I think you also fight Kid Kratos in that game, which is weird.
Here, fight yourself but child.
Okay, so yeah, so the timeline is Ascension, then we have Chains of Olympus, the first God of War game, Ghost of Sparta, which, yeah, the story for Ghost of Sparta is actually pretty good. God of War Betrayal, I'm gonna forget that exists. God of War 2, God of War 3, and yeah, the Norse duology.
Also, I think we can also agree that their interpretation of Hades and Persephone is bad.
Yeah, it's awful. So guys, when you think of Hades, I want to do a little bit of a lesson here. So, Brian, I know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing this on your stream, but this is tickling my mythology muscles.
You have permission.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so, when you think of Hades, what are the first words that come to mind to you? So, his title, his job, what comes to mind? Let's play a game, chat.
I want to play a game. I want to play a game with you, chat. Hello, chat.
This is the same VA that said, floor ice cream gives you health. Yeah, he voiced Kratos. When I think of Hades, I think of the great indie roguelike Hades. Well, no. That's one interpretation. I want to see what you think of the big brother who is less like his other brothers, or that the king of sass from Uprising.
Yeah, it's like, that's my fault. I set the bar too low.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I did. But Hades, as you know, is the god of the underworld. But did you also know that he has the healthiest relationship with his wife Persephone? Yeah, the story of how they met is up to the writer, but more often than not, they have never once cheated on each other, and they love each other very deeply. And yes, Hades never goes after any woman other than Persephone. And here's the thing: some academics like to say that there was another woman in his life, but not only is that not confirmed, but it completely goes against Hades' character. Hades is the most fair god as well, as in he's not gonna sleep with your wife by turning into someone else or another animal, and he's also not he's also not the type to curse you. He's willing to give you a chance as long as you remain on his good side. And more often than not, the people who fail to uphold their part of the bargain fuck up on their own terms, not Hades' terms. So he's not one to alter deals. And as for Persephone, there's actually some theories going around. There are actually some theories going around that I know Red from Over the Sarcastic Productions mentioned that unlike Hades, Persephone has another epitaph to her, Dread Persephone. And there was another goddess, I think back in Mycenaean Greece or way earlier before that, where there was another underworld goddess who fits a lot of Persephone's characteristics, along with Demeter, her mother. And there was also, which also ties into this one chthonic god, chthonic meaning of the underworld or of the dead, that is known as a secret cult. And the reason why we don't know about this goddess very much is because, you know, its cultists really did well to keep her secrets. And at least back in the day, mentioning a god by name is a great way to get their attention, which is something you don't want 9 times out of 10. So, yeah, TLDR, Hades and Persephone love each other, and they are probably the most decent gods in the entire pantheon, and God of War got it wrong. Because they went with the Christian idea that, oh, underworld means hell, and hell means bad, so Hades is Satan. No, he's not.
Saying a god's name would make them appear. Hold on. Palutena.
Hello.
Oh fuck! It actually worked.
Of course it works, silly. Now give me a kiss. That is... Sorry. Okay, for real, I do know him as a guy who tries to do his job while his bro's a bit busy getting drunk as fuck, yeah. This is remembering me that Hades 2 was announced during the Game Awards. And this is the point where we joking say, play Hades, it good! I would if I liked the genre. I'm sorry that was blunt, but I'm sure Hades is a great game. It just doesn't look like something I would play.
Not a fan of roguelike.
Yeah, I guess it's just the randomness factor towards it that's not my thing. And I guess the perspective too.
I mean, you like Death Row to Canada, don't you?
I do.
Well, isn't that also roguelike?
It is, but it's also one of those it's also one of those games that you can replay pretty easily, and it's like trying to figure out, okay, what's the next funny thing that's gonna happen is what keeps me coming back to it. With Hades, I don't know, I guess it's just more involved. Because, like, you have, like, different loadouts to consider and different enemies to keep track of, and weaknesses and all that. I don't know the core mechanics because I haven't looked into it. And at this point, I'm worried that if I start now, I'm going to be super lost. At least their interpretations of the gods seems respectable enough, though.
Yeah.
Artemis seems cool.
Yeah.
That's also because Artemis is my favorite Greek goddess. For a time, it was Athena, but then I looked into what Athena was like in the actual mythology, and she kind of went against Medusa when Poseidon did a terrible thing to her that led to her transformation. She also turned Arachne into a spider out of spite, and she's supposed to be the goddess of wisdom. What's up with that? Huh?
At least she helped Odysseus.
Yeah, that was one good thing that she did. Fair enough. I will say that many people don't really go for roguelikes loved Hades, but at the same time, I can respect your choice on it. Thanks. Again, I'm not saying at all that I hate the game. I don't know the game. But it's also one of those things where it's like, what would you call a situation like this, Brian?
I feel like it's probably one of those things where it's like, I don't know, it feels like it's one of those things where it's like you're just stuck on whether or not like it's something that may interest you. And I understand that because there's a couple of games like that for me where it's like, well, I wouldn't even so much say games. Like, I know there's just like, I think there's just forms of things in media where it's like, it feels like it would be something that would be up your alley, but just something about it just makes you want to stay away from it. Like, despite us, fun fact, despite us watching Lego Monkey Kid and really enjoying that,
Yeah.
I can't get into Ninjago.
Yeah, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, and I know there's some people telling me, like, you know, it feels like it'd be something that's up your alley, but it's like, I don't know, every time I look at it, I'm just like, I'm not interested.
Yeah, it's like, sorry guys, but I don't think I'll like this.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that, you know, sometimes you can't always explain it. It's just something about it. It's just kind of turning you off from it.
Yeah. Most I can say, might be worth a try if you can get it for cheap, but I won't force you on it. Your call. Yeah, I appreciate that. I especially appreciate how, you're one of those fans who doesn't go like, oh, you should like it because I like it, because it is an amazing game, because it's amazing, while not giving me any reasons why it's amazing.
It's like, I mean, okay, what's your pitch?
Yeah, it's like, okay, so what's the pitch of this game? Punch-Out and Bomberman turn 40. The War series will be 35. Mega Man X and Star Fox will be 30. Mega Man X is gonna be 30? Holy shit! Xeno, Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro, Medieval, and Half-Life will be 25 in 2023. Moros is probably one of the lesser known in the Pantheon. I say probably because a few say he's involved with death, others say he's the enforcer of the fates. Or at least the aspect of fate itself. Oh wait, you mean the thing that doesn't exist?
Fuck thing.
Or as Ricky would put it, he told you Destiny was bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, Moros. I'm looking at on this site called Theoi, which is heavily focused on Greek mythology. Okay, so the direct translation is Day of Death, or Doom, Destined Death. His Roman name is Fatsum. Moros was the personified spirit, daemon, of Doom, the force which drove man towards his fated death. Moros' siblings Thanatos and Ker presided over the physical aspects of death. Ker was the bringer of violent death and deadly illness, while Thanatos represented a more gentle passing. Oh, so, gentle repose. Or spare the dying.
Yeah.
Aeschylus, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this name right. Aeschylus describes how Prometheus saved mankind from misery by taking away foresight of his own doom and replacing it with false hope. Elpis. Moros doesn't have a father, but his parents was Nyx, the goddess of night. Then again, there's also another telling saying that Erebos was his father. I guess if you want a good pitch, if from what I know of it, it's very faithful to the source material, okay? And it's a very well-made roguelike game that seems to be pretty decent gateway to the genre. Alright.
And,
Okay, yeah, that all sounds cool, but...
And, there is in fact a dog.
Kerberos?
Yeah.
Don't you read Cerberus, Jordan? No, it's pronounced Kerberos. Threw me off the first time, too. And did you know that the plural for Cyclops is... Cyclops? Well, okay. More specifically, it looks like Cyclopes.
It's like, who did this to you? Ah, nobody did this to me.
Yeah, nobody did this to me.
It's like, that's funny.
Yeah, but no, it's a Cyclops, but it looks like Cyclopes. Or is it Cyclopes?
So yeah, I mentioned I probably wasn't gonna get this thing done by the end of the stream, but yeah, this is our progress.
Holy shit. Those are some good plants and rocks.
And a good white everything else.
Huh. Are we in Sonic Generations?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no! I drew on him.
All those green lines made me sneeze.
Here,
Yes, you can pet Kerberos. So 10 out of 10. Yes, they do pronounce it as Cerberus, but I don't think that's a big of a deal breaker. Yeah. Huh? What this? What are you doing? Wait a minute, that's a Melly.
It's a Melly.
Hi, Melly. And yes, thank you for getting the hair loopies. Oh, I love you too, Melly.
So yeah, that's so yeah, I'm gonna be on and off with this thing, not on stream, but definitely like probably like behind the scene, probably just off stream stuff as I'm working on this. But I will also say this, I'm not giving away the content of the video, but sometime early next year there's going to be a very big video project coming out.
Oh yes.
Yes, so definitely look out for it, because it is possibly the longest video I have ever edited, and it's gonna have quite the stuff involving it. But yep, that's about it. This is the work we got done. Glad to do some streamings. I hope you guys has a Merry Christmas. This is a Real Mortis the second.
And this is a kukikentik. Wait, that's Swedish.
And also, this is a Skyla, and we will see you guys later.
So, Skylar, you're totally gonna glomp him, right?
Yeah, she's on my face.